Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT podcast, episode 216. It's been a minute, and I knew the episode number. It's crazy.
Well, like it's wild. It's never been this accurate.
Um, it's because I opened up the other one to make sure I was ready to do the notes after the show. But we're back, first time in a while, and we got a bunch of news to go through. So, from all the big gammers. But who's here to talk about gamming? On my
As
right
always, it's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
and on my left.
Tyler.
All right.
Tariffs.
Yeah, let's start with the
They're
big
rough.
N, and there's nothing about Pokemon. Actually, wait a minute. Did we since the last time we recorded? Did Pokemon Champions release, or was that since the last time we
so.
recorded?
I think that was since the last release.
I don't really want to complain about it. Pokemon Champions was meant to replace competitive battling in Pokemon because I think they're starting to realize, like, hey, the mainline games don't need to be the main battle system. We can start exploring other gameplay models, and we'll just have a game that connects with your Pokemon Home account that's just forever the source of competitive battling. And that was all they had to do. But then someone was like, "Yo, why don't we like sneak battle passes and lock Pokemon behind like actual paid
God.
content?" So things a dumpster fire right now. It's not a replacement for competitive battling. They don't even have all items implemented yet. So really sucks. If you wanted the concept of competitive Pokemon battling to be a long-term battle pass game you grind at, congratulations, you got that. All four of you, congrats. But we're going to talk about Nintendo's tariff lawsuit. So to refresh everyone on the timeline, Nintendo announces the Switch is going to be $450, and 48 hours later, the president of the United States announced like a 60% tariff on all Japanese electronics or some nonsense. These numbers may not be real. Nintendo, while not adjusting the Switch 2 pricing, did adjust the Switch 1 pricing and all console accessories. So they're suing the government over lost sales due to needing to increase the price unnecessarily, to which a group of gamers is now suing Nintendo because they believe this is an anti-consumer practice, even though only the Switch 1 and some accessories have their prices raised. It's a very odd scenario to be in. And then you have the president going and saying, please, companies, don't sue us over this.
Please don't sue us over
Please don't sue us over this. So we'll see what happens. I know Nintendo had been positioning themselves to potentially raise the price of the Switch 2. They've already gotten rid of the Mario Kart World bundle, so you can't get a Switch 2 with a game for the same price as they had originally launched with. Now it's like I don't think there's any game bundles for the Switch 2 at the moment. It's just back to $450. Go pay $80 for a game.
Love it.
But we'll see what happens.
Damn.
I think if anything, it kind of sucks to be someone who bought a Switch 2 and anticipating that the price would go up, because now it seems like it's probably just going to end up staying the same. But all in all, we'll see what happens. I don't expect Nintendo to actually lower their prices at this point. I don't see the Switch 1 coming back down. If they know people will buy it at X price, they're going to sell it at X price. Which sucks. We'll see if the consumer-based lawsuit does anything there. Especially if it's a case where Nintendo says, "Hey, we were forced to raise our prices because of these tariffs," and they sue back this and say, "Okay, well, when are you going to lower your prices then because tariffs aren't real?" So we'll see what happens.
I am curious to see how it's gonna go, right? Like, because this is gonna set the precedence for like anything else that is like also PlayStation.
Yeah.
I feel right because they just raised their prices.
Yeah, I think it's what the base models are all up $100 or something.
Yup.
I don't know what they did with the Pro. I think it was more than that, like maybe 150. But
See,
either way, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because this is the first case of some company blaming an external force for forcing them to raise their prices, and then coming back and asking, "Well, are you going to lower your prices now that force that you blamed it on is gone?" And if they do or don't, is going to be
always
telling.
no.
Well, the answer is no, but the question is, will there be any repercussions or a media kerfuffle over this? To which the answer is also no.
Nope.
The answer is no plus gaslighting.
Yes.
To saying that you're the problem.
Man, I just wish my corporate overlords would be nicer.
Freeman,
just give me a little reach around. Like, that's all I'm asking for.
Guys, really, we should have been paying more all along. We're the problem for not having paid enough in the first place. We got to steal. We got to steal for getting it.
Pokemon ZA was clearly worth that extra 60%, and I feel bad for not giving Nintendo that money.
Man, fuck Nintendo. They just eat a bag of dicks. I don't care.
Tyler, we gotta hold strong since Freeman immediately caved and bought the Switch too.
I know, right? Him and Luigi, bro. Like,
No,
like
hold on.
he didn't even know. He was the first one.
We have recorded evidence where I said I would consider getting this game for Kirby Air Riders.
That's not why you bought it, though.
No, that's not. But that's the game that I've been playing on my own.
Damn, and he admitted it though.
I can't play Pokopia alone.
Damn, you
That's a
could
group
have
game, but
stood on business and lied to the entire world, but you didn't.
No, I knew I was taking the fattest L when we walked into this conversation.
Damn. Yeah, I'm staying strong because also my backlog is too large anyway.
Yes, it is.
When the new Zelda comes out, I'll probably just mug one of my friends and take their Switch 2s and
if that even. Are you racing to did you play Tears, Tyler? I forget.
I did.
Are you racing to play it?
I was playing it with
game?
Michelle. Yeah, it honestly, my thing is if it is so here's my flowchart. If similar to Tears or Breath of the Wild, I will not be in a rush. If it is something similar or different than any of the other Zelda games that have come out, then I will break my leg trying to play it.
Break my leg. Wow.
Hold on. When you say like other Zelda games, you're talking about like Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess-esque of just like structured 3D world, not like a.
It was just different. No. Because like I thought about it, I'm like, I'm not really looking for like traditional. It would be kind of cool to like have something like have something that's different, but something like the others, like a Wind Waker, right? Where it's like, oh, the game is oriented around sailing, but like you travel to different islands, but like your thing is the boat, right?
Gotcha. I just want to make sure you weren't talking about like a Link's Awakening kind of like top-down Zelda.
Oh no.
Okay.
Though I did play the Zelda game that came out, the actual Zelda game. I'm blanking on what it is.
Oh, Echoes of Wisdom.
Yes, Echoes of Wisdom was great. I loved it. I fucking played the shit out of that. Yeah, I don't know. If it's something different, like or something even like that, I would be down to play it. But I don't know. Michelle, I didn't even really finish playing Breath of the Wild because we're just like that. We felt like this was way too similar to, or is it Tears? Yeah, sorry,
Tears.
Tears.
Too similar to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Tears is too similar to Breath, and we're like, whatever.
I mean, a lot of people just called it Breath of the Wild too. I will say this: I am accepting the L. I know that I shouldn't own a Switch 2. I'm very much feeding the Nintendo Empire. But I'll say this: the game I'm playing most on my Switch 2, ironically enough, is just Animal Crossing in handheld mode, like I used to play on my Switch 1 that I couldn't because the battery broke. So, it is what it is. We'll see if the Switch 2 actually gets good games at some point.
Who knows?
So I guess this is speaking of fucking over the consumer.
Taking big fat L's.
I was gonna say, are you sure you want to buy any games? Because apparently you might not own your games on Sony anymore.
Which like was it that we found some conflicting evidence on this, or at least
yeah,
not
so
evidence,
we'll
but
recap where the story's at right now because it's breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yeah, for the first time on this fucking podcast.
So as far as my understanding is, and you guys can fact check me, we already talked about this kind of before we started, was that you're given a 30-day license as soon as you buy a game. It's only good for 30 days. This mostly covers the refund window. And once you've passed the refund window, you're issued a second license that does not require an online check-in with Sony to continue running. And what people are finding is that 30-day permission is just it's persisting. It's not switching over to the old version where you just have access. You do need to log in every 30 days to maintain access to your digital catalog.
You need to ping the Sony server to confirm that you are still playing a valid copy of this game every 30 days.
I hate it.
I remember when the news first broke, all I saw were the pictures of when Sony was clowning on Xbox for needing to be online to play video games.
I remember when everybody on planet Earth was clowning on Xbox 10 years ago for that, and now here we are again. Life is a giant circle, you know.
I mean, there has to be. I mean, we'll circle back to PlayStation specifically in a second, but the concept of needing to connect for DRM. This was an issue I had when I brought my Steam Deck on vacation, that everyone always alerts, like, whatever you do, make sure you've connected to all the games you want to play, and then go into offline mode before you're actually disconnected from the internet.
So
if you
stupid.
go offline while you're attached to the internet, then Steam is aware that you're not online and will let you continue. But if you're not in offline mode, and then you try to turn on without letting Steam know you're going offline, you're not offline and can't play your games. Which to me was insane.
I was gonna say, to any normal person, that sounds actually like the stupidest thing possible.
Yeah. Like, I get it if your system is if you had to have connected in the last 30 days to play the stuff, and then you're free to go offline.
That'd be
for 30 days. It makes sense. That's what Sony's
reasonable.
doing. But to roll back from what they had before, I don't agree with any of this. There has to be a better solution.
There is, Freeman, but they will say that piracy is the problem, so they can't.
Which, you know what I brought up earlier, or like this was a topic of conversation with my friends and I, and we've talked about this on this podcast a few times. Like, I do want to see the numbers of video games getting pirated across all of the other media, like comparatively. Like,
yeah, because there's a much greater hurdle to playing pirated game content versus playing pirated movies or music. Especially when we're talking about the realm of PlayStation games.
Yeah, games that you're buying on your PS5 or whatever.
Because like the idea is you can pirate it, but you have to get it physically running on your PlayStation 5, which usually involves jailbreaking the unit.
And depending on what it is, it could be complicated, but like you have to at least like sort of know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unless you brick your shit, like I guess that's usually how it goes, I should say. Unless you're buying it third party from somebody, or you take it to a shop and they do it for you.
I mean, I'm still in the philosophy of if buying isn't owning, piracy isn't stealing. But it's the same idea.
Here, brother.
Yo ho.
Yo ho.
I don't know, man. Just let me use the shit I bought from you already.
Yeah, it's because like especially like with this whole like that whole concept, it's like, oh yeah, like it's with everything. And there's a funny like line we always say in my other friend group where it's like in the mocking, like, you'll own nothing and
nothing
like
and be happy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll own nothing and be happy. It pisses me off because they're doing the same thing with like cars. I think we've talked about this where the future of cars is like, oh, your trim package is basically determined by a software patch. Like, just because you have this car doesn't mean that you get to have the capability of the whole capability of this car. Like, we're going to lock it down. Like, come on.
Never mind the whole like government guidelines about having, surveillance in modern cars and all that wonderful jazz.
Yep. I mean, I'm conflicting this because I feel like a dash cam should start becoming a built-in feature on cars, even though I realize the slippery slope to just getting spied on. But on the topic of needing to pay for access to your car's features, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but my coworker's like, "Oh, your car to remote start." I was like, "Yeah, I have to pay extra for it." It's like, "Well, how much?" Like, it's like $150 a year for a subscription to Subaru that lets you do it. And my coworker's like, "Well, what are you, poor?" And I'm like, "I'm not poor. I'm not supporting this shit."
I hate that. I hate that excuse so
attitude.
much. And he better have been doing it to troll you, because if not, he's a piece of shit.
Yep.
No, she wasn't, unfortunately.
Terrible. Disgusting.
Nah, I hate that. Nah, I would be pissed as hell. Because, like, there's so many things wrong with it. Also, like, I have nothing wrong with cameras in cars, right? I think cameras in cars is fine. It's hooking it up to the internet that I have a problem with.
Oh, yeah.
Well, can I also say, Freeman, your coworkers are literally the problem.
Yes.
They are the problem. Honestly, they are the reason this is becoming the new normal.
Yeah, unfortunately, I keep seeing this phrase parroted around the right. You can't vote with your wallet. Your wallet is not strong enough.
Yeah. You have to have an insanely big wallet. Or be a part of the voice that has the biggest wallet.
It doesn't matter how many minnows die off. The whale hunters are hunting whales.
Yep.
There's always a bigger fish.
Always been. I just,
And they're spending money on battle passes.
And they're
Yes.
spending money on battle pass, bro.
Battle passes.
I hate it here. I hate
Battle-
it. I hate it so much. Ah, like I get dealt psychic damage,
Yeah.
bro. I can't. Like I can't
And to-
take it anymore.
And to think all of this could have been avoided if everyone just didn't buy the horse armor in Oblivion. This all could have been avoided.
You know,
Was that the flashpoint? Was that the Harambe?
you want to talk about
Was
psychic
that
damage?
it, bro?
Psychic damage to me is one of my top 3 games of all time, being blamed for this shit all the time. And I'm like, man, I love this game so much, and all it comes up is you do horse armor, Lamau.
No, maybe if it no listen, if Bethesda weren't greedy fucks,
I'm not
maybe.
even arguing. I'm just like, God, why my favorite?
I'll make a meme in the background while we're talking about this.
No, oh, Freeman. By the way, but after the podcast, you have to show Tyler the meme that I asked you to make on Saturday. That was.
Did you send that one to? Did you send it to Liz? Because she's like, what is going on with Sasha? I don't have context here. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Did I send it to her? I think I did. Yeah, I sent it to her.
All right, that explains it. All right, Tyler, I'll send it to me after. But let's continue
Okay.
talking about stuff our listeners can enjoy.
Oh no, I didn't send her the meme. I just told her the story.
Oh.
I'll tell Tyler the story after this because it's pretty great. Pretty great. Anyway, that's not podcast. What is podcast is, we've got the trifecta.
We actually got the big 3.
We literally have the big 3. We have Bleach, we have Naruto, and One Piece, right? Those are the big 3?
Yes, those were the big 3.
But in this case...
With a mystery big 4th, actually, after this.
And 5th!
Oh, actually, yo,
4th, 5th?
real... I was about to say we got everyone because Epic Game Store's here, but no, it's a different Epic coming up later in the news.
Oh, that's right. I saw Epic and I screwed it up. But anyway, Microsoft.
Yes. So the new they're not the CEO of Xbox Gaming. I forget what their actual title is, but the head of Xbox
It's
Gaming,
like president of Xbox or whatever.
president of Xbox or
Whoever's
president of
leading
Microsoft Gaming,
Xbox now.
had gotten announced a couple of weeks ago, and everyone was very concerned because their big claim to fame was running AI divisions. But they released I think it was a video and an article talking about like what's the future of Microsoft Gaming. And the first thing was that they're rebranding Microsoft Gaming to Xbox because they realized the perception is that Xbox as a brand is dying, and they're like, wait a minute, no one gives a fuck about anything with the name Microsoft on it right now. Let's use Xbox for our gaming division again. So Xbox isn't dead.
Okay.
They did. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say. No, actually, finish up. Sorry. I want to summarize after.
Anyway, yeah, no, I was going to say, they also clarify that they've kind of blurred the lines between, especially with their This Is an Xbox campaign, where they're just like anything can run games as an Xbox. They've realized that doing that super diluted the brand, and they're going to be more specific about like Xbox as a console gaming experience, and not just, hey man, whatever runs Game Pass is an Xbox.
That
So
PlayStation
it seems-
is an Xbox.
So it's definitely, this kind of fits in line with what Microsoft has been doing all over the place. If you guys have been following what's going on with Windows 11, they're acknowledging that they fucked up and need to turn around because it's becoming super obvious that shareholders aren't happy. And the second shareholders
And
get
that's
mad,
the real problem.
Then it's a problem because then the board of directors starts losing money.
As soon as one person who knows someone on the board has a bad experience with Copilot, that's when Microsoft starts changing their tune.
Yeah. So they're in their big I'm sorry era right now. And part of their I'm sorry was revamping pricing on Game Pass. They've acknowledged that the price increases on their video game division have caused them to lose a significant number of customers. So one of their big things is they are no longer including the new Call of Duty in Game Pass for a year. And to make up for that, they're reducing the price of Game Pass by $7. For some pricing context, going into this year, Game Pass was $20. They announced an increase to $30. Now it's down to 23 when they remove that 7. So that we're still up more than 10. I can do math. 15% since last year. But you're losing Call of Duty. Call of Duty now has to be purchased as a separate game.
Which, to be fair, it probably was being already, because most of the people who play Call of Duty probably play that. And what are they called these days?
There's a term for it. It's there you go. Where if you play COD, you play FIFA and one other sport game, and that's it. You make up 90% of the gaming community.
Yeah. So, look, obviously this isn't perfect solution, and there's a lot to fix and everything, but I I don't want to pull the. It takes a big man to admit when they made a mistake. No, it's not that at all. But it is impressive to actually see a big company kind of try to run something back at all. I'm not signing up for Game Pass again or anything, but like the cynic in me is also saying it's a smart move to, in the era of everybody hates how much every streaming service is getting more expensive, to be like, nah, we're going to lower prices even a little bit. Like, yeah, we're going to be upfront that you're losing Call of Duty, but hey, in exchange, you are getting a reduced cost, and it's one game. For everything else, you're not paying anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up something interesting here. So for the longest time, these services weren't competing with each other because they don't compete on the quality and the functionality of the service. They compete purely on the content hosted, and a lot of it's just competition on exclusives. A long, long time ago, they made it so that movie companies that produce movies could not distribute their own movies or own their own theaters because there's too much vertical integration. You controlled the entire pipeline and got every piece of the pie. And no one else could compete with you because you exclusively owned your content. If you want to release Indiana Jones, no one could compete with you because no one else can release Indiana Jones. It's yours. Yeah. So because of that, movie studios could not own theaters. There had to be something else. Same idea with auto manufacturers not being able to sell direct to customers. There had to be competition over the product when the product itself could not be fought over in terms of competition. And now we're here, where every streaming platform has exclusives, and no one's competing on pricing, no one's competing on functions of your service. It's purely on what you own the exclusive rights to.
Yep.
Which is tricky because it means no one's really competing. The only vector you can even remotely compete on now is price. And everyone's going for improved profitability. So, sorry, this is kind of a ramble. I didn't have a point to this.
No, it's a good point, though. No one's signing up for Netflix because it's better to watch something on Netflix than Disney Plus.
Yeah,
they're signing up because Netflix has Stranger Things and Disney Plus has all the Disney historical movies.
Yeah, it's not like I prefer watching this movie there because their subtitles are better or X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, that company paid for that content. Yeah, actually, yeah.
No, but it's a true story.
Yeah, we'll see. There's no way they'd ever do something like, oh no, a console manufacturer can't be a software distributor.
Probably not.
Especially not in the current era of monopolies are cool.
Oh, God. But I mean, look, I've thought about canceling some services. I mean, I pay for 3 or 4 streaming services right now. And I'm kind of getting to that point of like, what am I watching on Netflix? Huh.
I mean, I'm at the point where I don't think I've watched anything on High Dive for 2 seasons. I think it's on the chopping block.
Yeah. I think you should just pull the trigger. I think the one thing I it's easier to preach than to do, but is people should just start cutting services as soon as you don't need it anymore. If you if you take any effort to look ahead at what's coming out and go, I'm not going to watch anything for the next month, just cut it.
Yeah. I'd also say there's the other school of thought, because I subscribed to it this week, of exclusively watching content that's about to leave your favorite streaming service. So that way you're actually utilizing it and you have that kind of rush to do it. So looking at what movies are leaving Netflix soon to determine what should I watch this week.
That always makes me go, boy, I need to watch this, and then I never get around to it, and then I go, fuck, it left Netflix.
Yeah. And then I always hate when I rush to watch something before it leaves Netflix and it's just going to Prime next week.
Yes.
But they can't legally announce any of this.
Yes.
Feels like a racket.
Because it is a racket.
Yeah. Welcome to the internet.
Oh, boy.
Organized crime.
Oh shit! Netflix is getting Dress Up Darling and Blue Lock, Friedman. They're both.
They send me notifications every single day about Dress Up Darling. It's insane.
We know you're a fucking loser.
Yes, they've figured out that this is probably for me, and they're right. Season 2 was for me, but it's annoying how much they're pushing this.
You know what else is annoying? That somehow the Steam controller that we hadn't even heard of before the Steam machine is coming out before the Steam machine still.
It sucks. So I watched...
May the 4th be with you or something.
Ah, fuck.
On Star Wars Day.
Coming up this...
So I've watched a lot of the early impressions for the Steam controller. For anyone who's out of the loop on it, it is quite literally take the Steam Deck, and just cut the screen out of the middle. It's got 4 back buttons. It's got the same D-pad. It's got the same buttons. I think it has better sticks though. There's some other. It's not Hall centered. Some other type of technology that resists stick drift. But the real claim to fame on this controller over buying something like an Xbox Elite or a PlayStation 5, whatever the fuck it's called, their Pro controller, is this one has the touchpads that the Steam Deck has. And I was watching a demonstration of how to use a keyboard with it, and it seemed pretty cool. I would consider purchasing this as a replacement for the mouse and keyboard on the computer I've hooked up to the big TV in my living room, purely because I hate the experience of using a mouse and keyboard on it. If and only if these touchpads are good for mouse input, would I consider buying this as a replacement for that media computer? But in terms of a video game controller, I think this thing is kind of overkill. Unless you really, really want touchpads in your controller, there's almost no point in getting it.
Yeah, I think the features are neat, but I think it's too like when I looked at it, and that seemed like to be like the high level concept for me. I'm just like, I'd rather just a simple controller still.
Yeah.
And if I needed a keyboard while playing, like I have good options. Like I have this um like small like little Apple keyboard that I have like that's Bluetooth to my deck, and it's like I have it like right here. It's very small, but like in case I really needed it, it's also pretty well travel sized.
Wait,
Like
is it
I
an
don't
Apple
know.
one? Or is it one of the like it's that? Because I know I see it on Amazon all the time. The one that like folds up into 3 for storage.
Oh no, it's a legitimate it's an Apple one. I got it
Oh,
from
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
What the hell is it called? Yeah, it's not foldy, but
It's not
like
the Apple Magic Keyboard, or whatever the fuck they call it.
oh, it is an Apple Magic. That's what it's called. Yeah, it is an Apple Magic keyboard. Yes.
Actually, I knew they call it the Magic Mouse, which is so fucking stupid. But it's I guess
I
they
got
keep
one of
the
those
common naming
too.
scheme. The one that charges on the bottom.
Yes.
Oh boy.
It's like all right. It at one of Apple's proprietary things that just works.
Yeah.
Shocking.
But yeah, I
I'm
don't know. It's also $100.
It's expensive. I'll put it that way because this is the part where I'll show 8-bit dough. They do good cheap controllers that are not from any of the big manufacturers. If you want just a wireless controller, I don't know what the vibration situation on these is, but like they make great controllers for $30. The Xbox basic
Never
controller
heard
is
of
still
them.
like less than 40. If you find using just AA batteries, so like there are cheap options. This is very much like you are looking in the premium controller market, and at this point, you should really just look at the feature set. And to be honest, I'm not getting this. I want to see next week if anyone posts videos of using it just as like direct PC input, not Steam Big Picture mode, not just for games. I want to know like if you were using this as your primary, I'm going to navigate to Crunchyroll on the browser and type out what I'm doing. How useful is it for that? Because I would love that versus the shitty Bluetooth touchpad keyboard I've been using on my computer for a while.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah,
those are over $50 for a place.
Of 8-bit dough, but I'll tell you what, this fucking Xbox, like original Xbox, like keyboard they got here looks hot as fuck.
Oh, on the front page they have right now. Yeah, this thing's cool.
Holy
Wait,
shit!
what?
Here, I'll
Oh wait, do
post
they?
the link.
They that color they do their controllers in now too, and keyboard. Holy shit! You guys might be buying some 8-bit dough stuff soon.
I mean, I'm not made of money, but that's cool.
Nah, I can't fucking.
No, because these are also
look
not
here, bro.
8-bit dough stuff is not that expensive.
$100 keyboard.
What kind of key?
It also doesn't have a
depends.
numpad.
Depends.
It's
I'm
a
fine. Actually, yeah.
wireless RGB.
So I bought my Keychron for it's not RGB, but it was like $60 and it comes with brown switches.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna buy this, but I do wish them all the luck because this is hot.
It does look.
This
really
reminds me of the
fucking hot.
Steel Battalion controller. That's a game I always wanted to play, but like
Let's
this,
see what.
this looks cool.
Doesn't say what kind of keys they have.
What are the little button? Oh, it's an A and B button. That's really funny. I was like, what are the?
Oh,
It doesn't
I
say
don't know
what kind
switches
of-
they have on their keyboards.
Yeah.
Oh, they also
it
have
does
a
not
mouse.
say. They do have a mouse.
There's no way. There's no way they don't disclose what kind of Switch it has.
Whatever. I'll probably look it up at some other point, or like ask somebody online.
It's not Chinese. It's Kailh. I don't know how to pronounce this. Kale Jellyfish X.
Okay.
Whatever the fuck that
Yeah.
means. I have no idea. I have no frame of reference.
None whatsoever.
Can I go try it out at Micro Center? The answer is probably fucking no.
I don't know. I haven't stepped foot into our local one since they've redesigned the interior.
I hear they sell magic cards at a good price.
They do sell 8-bit dough at... Wait, do they sell them in store is the question.
What is this NES 40th limited edition for $500?
Right, we should stop just scrolling.
No, we're window shopping on stream.
Yeah, window shopping on stream.
Window shopping
this is
on
what we're
stream.
all here for. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we can move on.
Oh, the NES controller does look pretty good. These all look the same, though. That's the only problem, is they're all just different plastic of the same exact components.
I will say their quality, though.
All right, you know what else is quality? Well, if you ask Val and Leslie, this is certainly quality. But so
Damn.
this is just a minor note, but in honor of them, because Val especially loves Epic. But I don't know if you guys have listened to it at all, but a couple of years ago, I don't know what his title is, but a guy named Jorge something, I can't remember, started doing basically almost a Hamilton version album covering the Odyssey called Epic. And it turned into this really big thing, at least in like the musical community, I guess, especially during COVID when he started releasing these albums.
Yeah.
This really big popular concept album thing where he then got into like the same legal situation as Taylor Swift, where he like separated from his agent and had to re-record all his music and everything. But it was a really big thing, and it ended last year. And I remember both of them watching all the animatics and listening to all the albums. It's pretty good. And obviously, the timing is also pretty funny with Odyssey coming out this year from Christopher Nolan. But they just announced that it's getting an animated movie in production from, I forget the director's name, but he's a guy who has never done an animated movie or a musical, so it'll be interesting.
That's promising. Great.
I forget. Hold on. It's a famous director. Epic movie. No, not the old Epic movie musical.
Oh, what an amazing movie! I saw that in theaters.
Yeah, I know. Jeremy Bruckheimer.
What?
Jeremy Bruckheimer is directing
what?
the animated Epic movie.
You know what?
Producer behind Top Gun and Pirates of the Caribbean has partnered with Jorge Riviera Herons. I hope I pronounced that right. He's the guy who created it, and they're going to produce an animated musical of Epic. So
interesting.
Fuck it.
I know
Alright,
that
Jerry
I'm going to be
Bruckheimer.
going to
Okay.
theaters almost immediately with Val and probably Leslie, assuming they don't want to go together.
I was gonna say I'll wait until they tell me it's good, but I already know what they're gonna say about this movie, and it's not even been made yet.
I mean, they could easily say it.
Damn.
I mean, not for nothing. I feel like they could say, "Hey, I just want to listen to the music, and I don't really want to go see it," because the albums collectively is a lot longer than I think longer than a movie's runtime. So I'd be really curious to see how they actually adapt it, because maybe it's not much longer, but it is a lot of music, and it's like the kind of thing where they probably have to cut songs and rework it to be an actual story of the Odyssey. But I don't know. But I just wanted to throw it in there for them because it is very cool that something that really became like it's one of those things that's almost like Has Been Hotel getting its own TV series on Amazon level thing, where like this fan project got picked up and became real. So it's very cool in that way to see something succeed like that. Or what's that thing that's
It is cool.
recently huge? Like, isn't there's this thing Digital Circus or something like that? I feel like I see that name recently.
Remember the one with the clown?
I think so.
Yeah, it is the amazing Digital Circus.
I think we're too old for this.
We are.
We are
That's why I still don't
officially-
know what this is.
We are officially old now. We don't know the newest hop
You're
thing
using the
on
wrong
hop
three-letter
thing?
word for what we are.
What?
We're not old. We're unk.
Yo, we're unk.
Did
I'm
you guys
unk
see
as
that?
fuck, dude.
Did you guys see that Instagram reel I sent to the group chat the other day of all the translations of different slang? That was pretty. That was pretty
Oh
hilarious.
yeah.
I need it these days.
Getting too chopped.
Stop! Oh my!
Even
By the
that's
way-
even that's out of date.
I know, right? I still remember the day.
Even that's
quick,
cooked.
quick
Oh, boy,
transition
here
before
we
we talk
go.
about other stuff. But it was when I was the head, like air quotes, head intern of the UPS chatbot division, and I had a bunch. At the time, I was 20. I think I was 23 wrapping up grad school, and I had some interns who had
Oof.
like just turned 18, and they were pulling out like, how do I put it? The slang that's not going to survive the summer. And one guy was, he's like, how have you never heard on fleek before? And I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, what the fuck is on fleek? That shit died faster than I learned how to use it. So I'm cautious with new slang.
On fleek. I haven't heard that
On
one.
fleek.
And
with a
eventually,
K.
Freeman, you'll be so cautious that you just refuse to adapt to it, and it'll be the kids these days.
You know, back in my day.
All right,
I'm not
boomer.
finishing
that
sentence.
Shit.
We had good slang back in my day.
False. We had terrible slang.
Yeah, that's what made
We
it
had
good.
awful slang. We had leet speak.
Blech.
Stop being such a
and
noob.
yeah, see, even you gag.
Getting owned by
Even
this
you
noob here.
gag. Yeah, fucking pwn the noob.
Lols.
Lol.
Anyway,
Speaking of
I,
lols.
I remember when anime was in 4x3.
Same.
Just like the rest of this weeb shit.
If you watched anime in 4x3, this is your time to schedule a colonoscopy.
Oh,
Stop. I keep seeing headlines about like, yeah, if you're 35, you need to go get a colonoscopy because it's a rising cancer rate. I'm like, no, I don't like this.
So funny thing about the 4x3, one of my friends told me the other day that they stopped doing the couch gag on The Simpsons because we were arguing about them cutting show openings to be smaller and smaller.
How is this one of the biggest news stories ever? This is the 5th time I've heard about this being just brought up casually in the past 2
Because
weeks.
it's such a small thing that they're taking away from us. That's just it hurts. And someone was like, why don't they just recycle old couch gags? And someone's like, well, they'd have to reanimate them because they can't reuse the old footage because it's the wrong resolution and aspect ratio.
What?
And I'm sitting here like, fuck that noise. Bleach still flashes back to 4x3 content.
Yes.
Well,
They
but
could if
then
they wanted
Freeman. No, what's the real reason they're getting rid of the couch gag though?
More time for ads.
No, it's because of the skip intro button is becoming
Yes.
too widely used, so they're cutting the couch gag because everyone skips it anyway.
I mean, I'll
Oh,
get
that's
to when
fine.
we're,
Then
we're
they get
finishing-
to. Huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like that's the viewer's penance.
Yes,
You don't get to see couch gag.
but
then
this is
if you
Tyler.
wanna
But this
skip-
is the same thing as Freeman's coworkers being the problem. We're
Nah,
losing
this is
good things
different.
because of normies.
Oh no, I know what you mean. Yes, yeah. I get
Let
what
me-
you mean.
Let me try and pull this up because I'm curious how long it actually was. So, when Big Bang Theory came out, the opening was over, I think, 30 to 45 seconds long. By the time it completed, the opening was 8 seconds, and they still put a skip opening feature anytime you watch that show. We were watching Shrinking the other night. The Shrinking opening is less than 15 seconds, and I'm watching my friends jump to skip it. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, it's 15 seconds of our lives.
We'll talk
you-
about it in the watched and played, but Last Samurai Standing has literally like 10 seconds of just animation and music that's nothing. And it flashes that skip intro button instantly.
I hate it. Anyway, but on the topic of openings,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, Ascendance of a Bookworm is back. I haven't started it yet, but they
We
were
watched
under a
one episode, that's it.
They're under, and I think this is a studio change. Wit didn't used to
Yep,
do it. This is
nope,
their first time doing it.
That's why everyone's like, it looks so much prettier. Val and I don't
Yeah.
think it looks better, but
Damn.
I mean, I'll take it's been getting worse season over season. But
that's true.
viewers notice that in the opening there's this like stained glass sequence, and a good chunk of the background had a lot of smell that AI was used to generate this.
Ruh-roh.
And of course, everyone went down the classic excuse of Studio Wit. It's like, well, we outsourced the opening to this studio who assured us they weren't going to use AI, and then one of their employees used AI for their
Oh
backgrounds.
my god.
So kicking the can down, replacing blame. But at the end of the day, if you work for a studio whose whole claim is we don't use AI at all, and you use AI, you're a problem. It'd be another thing if they didn't have this big disclaimer on them, but we'll see what happens. The fact that there was so much kickback over a frame, and Japanese companies are so afraid of any negative perception on social media that hopefully this scares them out of doing this. But I doubt it. I doubt it.
Wait till it's a little better.
Yeah, they are just gonna wait till it's a little better.
Yeah, when it's not so easy to pick it out. It sucks. Anyway, moving on. Big news out of left field. Don't know why it got announced this week, but the manga on everyone's mind, Kagurabachi, that everyone's been hyping up, when's it getting an anime, finally had its anime adaptation confirmed. We're getting it April of next year. And more importantly, it's being animated by Cypix, one of the studios within Cygames who traditionally does movies.
Let's go.
Their last big claim to fame movie, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this is a bad thing, is they did the Uma Musume movies, which from an animation perspective are beautiful. I have the most recent one downloaded, and even though I'm a little salty about what they did with the back half of Cinderella Grey, I'm trying to carve out 90 minutes to just watch this movie because I want to see the animation of it. So I'm highly optimistic this will look good. I think the big meme right now, because I every comment section, the top comment was always "enough time has passed," and for a while I thought it was just a phrase the main character must use, like it must be some ability he has where it's like once enough time passes, the battle is stronger. This phrase has nothing to do with the show. This was fans of Kagurabachi kept using or someone tweeted out, there's been enough time. We can now say that Kagurabachi has surpassed, at the time I think it was Boruto and one other, as the biggest manga of the last 20 years. At the time, chapter 1 of Kagurabachi was out. That was it. And someone had the audacity to say that enough time has passed for us to have this conversation. So the phrase "enough time has passed" has become a meme within that community based on this one dude tweeting out that after one chapter we should talk about how it's the best manga ever.
Cheese and rice guy.
Anyway, enough time has passed. Moving on, minor stuff. My Hero Academia More, the expanded adaptation of the MHA final chapter that came out months and months after the manga had finished its run, is getting an anime adaptation. I've read the chapter; it's tiny, and as far as I know, I don't think it's only one episode. I don't know why I think it's 3.
I don't know why you think that, because I thought it was only 1.
No, you're right. It's only 1 episode. So never mind. We're getting a 1 chapter, 1 episode adaptation. We don't know how much it's going to expand on stuff. We just know that, I'll put it as characters all show up for 1 page in their newer uniforms, and I think they're going to show up for more than just a shot in the episode. So I'm excited to see the real epilogue adapted.
Yes.
And that is coming this weekend.
Yeah,
to Crunchyroll.
I'm very excited. I remember when we knew about this when the season ended, and I was like, yeah, I would take one more little bit of them as adults, especially with that little ending bit that they did. It'd be cool to see how that plays out, one little glimpse.
I'm especially looking forward to how they adapt this, but there's this one shot in the comics where Deku's in the backseat of Bakugo's car, and Bakugo's speeding, and Deku's getting sucked into the seat. And the way it's drawn is hilarious. I'm curious to see how it looks in the episode.
Freeman, I'm not gonna lie. If you go to the Mal page for this thing, literally,
is it in the preview image for it?
Not the preview image, but the trailer is in the listing, and the thumbnail of the trailer is that shot. So you're gonna enjoy. I'm guessing you're gonna.
Oh my god! It looks just like that.
It does look
funny.
Good.
They're doing it justice.
No, that's pretty exciting. And then this I threw in the Weeb because technically we're in Japan, and it's not worth its own thing. But hey, Godzilla -0 confirmed for later this year.
Is it
Japanese?
Hold on.
And apparently it might take place in New York. But also
what?
But also the family is still involved. The main family from the first movie.
What?
I don't know. I didn't watch the trailer. I just saw those details.
Okay, so I was looking at this detail. I was like, wait, please tell me they announced the U.S. release. It's releasing 3 days after the Japanese release in the U.S.
When we going, boys?
Oh, boy. Sounds like we're going on November 6th.
Yo, IMAX only. Let's go. I'm fucking whatever. It doesn't matter.
6th is... Oh, November 6th is a Sunday.
Whatever.
Quick actual update.
Oh.
With My Hero, though, I started watching My Hero.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
Where
I
you
was
at?
actually telling Freeman before. I'm halfway through, or part of the way through season 6.
Yeah, he's at the beginning of season 6, so this is. Uh, I was trying to piece it out, pulling up. I was like, Tyler, has the U.S. Air Force done anything
That
yet? And he's like, no. So I'm like, all right, okay, we're off by a season.
is the U.S.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, a little bored.
Oh, that'll
I
go
think it's
away.
just because. I think it's because, like, I don't know. I think I just don't care. I'm back to just not caring. I was like trying to watch through a few other things before I got to this to like kind of prime me, and I watched a lot of fun things that at least things that I thought were fun, and I finally got here, and I'm like, I'm still not feeling this. I'm still
Ouch,
gonna
ouch,
power
ouch.
through because I feel like I've mildly sunk cost
You're
fallacied myself.
you're not wrong, but also you're still on the ramp to like once it tips, it's like a roller coaster. Like once it goes over that edge, Tyler, it does not stop until it's over.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it this way in terms of raw numbers. I'm trying to remember if season 5 the My Villain Academia.
Yes,
Yes.
So
I
season
like
5
that.
is
I
is
thought it
we
was
were
cool.
yeah, season 5 was cool with that, but we were all still poo pooing on it. Season 6 happens, and it's not bad. If I remember correctly, when we were talking about like season 6, it felt like it was better, but none of us were sitting here like praising Hero Academia. Definitively, season 7 is where we're like, what the fuck? Why is it good now?
When did it get great?
And I'm not gonna say power through it to get to 7 because you're gonna get to 7 and be like, wow, this is just Hero Academia. If anything, I'd say power through it, but don't power through it all in one go. Because come on, we had a year gap between each of these seasons. So I'm not sure what the binge experience is like cross season.
I mean, let's see here. I mean, I got other shows that I have queued up, so maybe you know what? Maybe I'll use this in the in between to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Apothecary Diaries.
Oh hell yeah,
Both
both good choices.
both worth.
Yeah, both
Where
good
did
choices, Tim.
where,
Both
where
good
did you
choices.
I
where
knew
did you
you were
drop
gonna say something.
where did you drop where did you drop off in
um.
JoJo?
Oh my god, I felt really bad. Well, I was watching with friends. What the hell is it called? Oh my god, season 5. I'm like halfway through season 5.
Oh, the Italy one.
Is it Italy? Oh no.
Season
Before
4 is
that
when
one.
they're just like in the town and everyone's just weird.
Yes. Yeah, that yeah, season 4. I'm in
Oh,
season
okay,
4, halfway through
okay.
season 4. I'm not in Italy yet.
Good, because I knew you dropped at some point. Season 4 makes more sense because it's way more slice of lifey. I think Italy is where it just starts becoming full on stupidity, but like in a
I
good
didn't
way.
mean to stop though. Like I wanted to. Yeah, Diamond Unbreakable is what I'm on.
Did you meet the main villain Yoshikage Akira yet? The dude who's with
Uh I'm
fuck was
going back to the thumbnails to see. I don't think so. Yeah, maybe I'm pretty early. I gotta ask my friend where we
yeah. Because I was gonna
stopped.
say
It was like years
if
ago.
you haven't met the main villain, aka David Bowie, I think the show gets way better once he's introduced.
Honestly, I might just restart the season over again. I didn't hate it. I thought it was cool.
I mean, part 4 I think is my favorite part. Um, outside of part 2, because like once you get to the part 3 stands and everything, the show just changes in nature. And of the stands era, I love part 4.
Yeah, I think they really take the stance idea and they do some interesting storytelling and like scenarios with it. At least from what I've watched so far.
They start getting
Like
really
I
creative.
think
Like
the
once you meet
sniper
the
episode was really cool.
was that the that's not the one with the rats, is it?
Yes,
Okay.
I did like that episode, despite what
It's funny.
you know. Yeah, it's funny. I thought it was like ridiculous, but I was like, oh, it's cool. I know Tim doesn't like. Yeah, for all you people at home, Tim
No,
doesn't
we
like
don't.
JoJo. What?
I don't mind when
You
the
don't want me to
main.
out you like this?
I don't mind when the main characters are over the top, but when the people in the background are just so cartoonish, that's what loses me, honestly.
Not a deal. I find it crazy though. You have no problem watching some other wild shit,
Yep, I
but
know.
this though, you draw the
Instantly,
line at this.
instantly turned me off. Don't know what to tell you.
What's
I will.
crazy is season 1 is the most serious, I think, like one of the most serious seasons out of the stuff to come out.
Look, I think when Dio does stuff like that was funny, but then when all the people in the background are like, this is the most, like when JoJo's dad is just like, oh my god, why are you such an asshole to Dio? And I'm just like, nope, that's when you lose me.
My gosh. That's fine. We're all allowed to like different things. Genuinely.
Look.
I was surprised though. I was
weren't.
mildly surprised.
No, you weren't. The second I said I
Yeah,
didn't
you're right.
like
I
it,
wasn't surprised.
yeah,
Yeah.
shut up. Like the second I said I didn't like it, Freeman goes, Tyler just said he's not surprised and you shouldn't have even bothered.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, no,
I'm
you're
being
right.
so gay.
I did say that.
Jesus Christ.
It's true.
Oh my god.
It definitely is not it definitely wasn't a Val kind of anime. I would have never
Yeah,
even
Val did
mentioned
not
it.
like it. Val was like, no.
Even though I know what Dio is, it's like I still wouldn't,
No,
The
legitimately.
worst part is like we're in episode 1 and Dio's doing the I'm gonna steal the kiss scene, and he's very much ganging up on what's her name. It's not Arena. What is? No, it is her name, Arena.
Girl.
Yeah.
And
Her name is
immediately
Girl.
immediately Val is going into this better not be a sexual assault anime. But I'm always shocked at how much she doesn't like this, but then I hear about the kind of books we're reading at book club, and I'm always caught off guard by the desire to keep it clean in anime.
The double standard is atrocious.
Either way, she is right. The scene with Dio is kind of rapey until he goes for the kiss. And then it turns
Until he
into
goes
the
for
meme.
the kiss.
I mean that is the whole point of his character. Like you are supposed to vehemently hate Dio.
Sure.
Like Dio, spoiler, because I don't think you guys got this far. Dio kills the fucking dog.
No, we
Oh, no,
saw
we did
the
get that
saw
far.
the furnace.
You did.
It's in
okay.
episode 1,
Yeah.
the furnace.
Bro, after that furnace scene, I was like, oh no, I hate this motherfucker. I hate him so
See,
much.
and I think that's what turned me off of it. Is like he's so hateable that I'm just like I don't even want to see him do anything else because I don't want to be around this guy.
But do you like seeing Joffrey though? When Joffrey was on screen,
Game
are
of
you fine
Thrones.
with Joffrey?
Yes, because I was already invested in the other characters, whereas I'm not invested in JoJo because he just feels like a loser in episode 1.
Damn.
I think that's a big part of it is that there's so much else going on, whereas it's just the Dio and JoJo like bam, 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 bam in your face the whole time. I think that just made me not enjoy it. And you know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm sad I don't like JoJo. I can understand why everyone enjoys it. I just can't help that my reaction to it was I don't like this. Like I really Freeman will tell you when Freeman's like, let's try JoJo, I'm like, absolutely. Let's totally do it. I'm so down to try JoJo. And I just did not click with it at all when he put it on.
That's fair.
Or
You know what
shocked.
though? Even though I would not have probably recommended it to you, someone as seasoned as Tim is now in anime, I would have been like, all right, well, now is do or die. Because
Yeah.
like I only
Yeah.
recommend JoJo to people who are into some like weird possibly open to weird tastes and or has been watching anime for a while.
No, totally.
I recommended JoJo to just people who appreciate comedy anime and end up.
I know,
enjoying
and
the
that's
humor of
me.
it.
I
know that's why I was so caught off guard at this misrecommend. I was like,
Me
I can't.
too.
How could I have miscalculated this?
Freeman, I don't know what to tell
See,
you.
no, because Tim's not into weird shit like that though.
I don't have any problem with weird shit. I genuinely, it's something about like the fact that there was this, it almost made me uncomfortable how easily swayed all the background people were and how like ridiculous all the background people were more than all the main characters. Like, I don't care if JoJo's a goofball, if JoJo's dumb and weak and Dio's over the top. Like, over the top villains are fine.
JoJo's not dumb. He's just 12 in episode 1.
Yeah.
The post time skip, they're all adults in episode 2, and then it stops time skipping.
I don't know what to tell you. Just something about everyone going along with Dio and like the way the crowd instantaneously loved Dio for beating up JoJo. I was just like, ugh. Like I just had it was a reaction. It wasn't even me like, let me think about how I feel about this. It was just an instinctive thing where I was like, I don't like this. I don't know.
Yeah, takes a special kind of like I don't know, like something deep down. I was like, there like Tim will not like this. Like there's some other anime I feel like I've kept in my pocket, and I'm like I wouldn't recommend this, Tim.
See, but you know what I did love? Last Samurai Standing. To go into the watched and
Word.
played.
I was so upset this wasn't a complete story.
Yes.
I was deceived by my own misunderstanding. This was just 6 episodes complete story. And now we gotta wait for season 2. Absolutely brutal. This show is amazing.
This show was such a ball. Tyler, I forget. Did you start it? I know Liz mentioned she told you to start it.
No, it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's Netflix.
Yeah.
I would, Tyler.
Yeah, no,
I would rewatch this with you. Like, I don't care. Like, this show was such a banger. Oh my god.
it's really funny because like I put all my normie shit on pause
to
to
watch
watch
anime finally, yeah. And then we're like, hey,
because
watch
I
this
have-
normie.
yeah, watch this normie thing. Like literally, I full halted everything. I was watching like Mad Men. I was like at the end of Mad Men, because I want to fully utilize this subscription while I have it. Because once Witch Hat Atelier is done, I'm
Leaving
You're off
Crunchyroll
Crunchyroll.
again.
yeah.
That's fair.
Unless something comes up that makes me want to watch something, but like if not, I am just gonna get rid of it. Because I was scrolling through a bunch and I was like, there really isn't a lot here that I feel like seeing outside of the stuff that I marked, and I can easily get through this.
I mean, we did literally just talk about unsubscribing from services when you don't think you're going to use them.
Yep.
So do it.
Yeah.
But
if you're keeping Netflix, definitely watch Last Samurai Standing.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I got to go back to my parents' house
Oh, and recertify.
to to recertify my device so that I can watch again. So.
It's worth it though. I mean, this show, like, what a fun blend of just awesome action. Oh my god, the live action choreography in this was so stellar. But also the like low grade mystery element of it that's not super front and center, but just enough to be interesting. I love all the villain designs. They were awesome. They were my favorite characters. Freeman can call me out for marking out to these guys. Like, they were so fun.
I can't call you out because I also had a favorite villain who I just wanted to see more screen time of him. And when we finally did, it was so badass.
Freeman, you want to hear something really funny though? So
sure.
I'm gonna take it off the list because we've watched it for 2 seconds. But so for context for listeners at home, real quick. So me, Freeman, Val, Liz watched Last Samurai Standing. We're like on Netflix. What do we watch now? And then we eventually scroll, and Val goes, "Oh, The Warrior Nun. My dad recommended that to me. Let's try it." All of us didn't click with this show whatsoever. It felt super YA. It was like, why does a 60-year-old man like this? Like, this is not good. This is not good. Tyler, the main character is a woman who, within the first episode, after resurrecting from being dead, talks to a random, like, homeless boy that she's just met 5 minutes ago, and she literally internal narrates, I wish he would just stop talking so I could kiss those beautiful lips. And yeah, exactly. We were all like, ugh. Horrible. And so we told him we tried it, and he's like, oh, it gets so much better. It starts good, and it gets even better, and we're all just like, no, we're not watching this anymore. So Freeman, he watched Last Samurai Standing, said it was just fine.
Damn.
All right. Well, he's got interesting taste then.
He does have interesting takes.
I don't get it. This was so fun. Like, minute zero. It's a simple story. There's a cast of characters. Like, the action is just so good, and the mystery element is interesting too. And I'm just so pumped. As soon as thank God it said season 2 is confirmed when we started watching, because otherwise we would have all been very upset by the end of the show.
Yeah, it's short but good.
Yeah, high recommend. I think we're entering the Friedman movie arc though, right?
No, this one's you.
You watched
Me?
The Housemaid, Tim?
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ.
Because I was waiting on this one because
So
there's something
forgettable.
there was something in your review here that made me want to clarify something. So I want to hear you talk about this, and then I'll ask my question.
I totally forgot. Val wanted me to watch this movie because they read this book for book club, right, Freeman?
Yes, we did. We read it right before it came out.
And you watched the movie too.
Yes.
Yeah. So Val was like, "I'm really curious to hear your take on this Housemaid movie."
So I wanted to clarify
let me put
a point here.
Actually, let me just say, it's enough that these two just had to remind me alive on camera that I watched this movie.
Oh, oof. I think this is the case. I mean, when I watch, I like the book way better. But I know in your review, you mentioned this line of, if someone tells you about the twist, that's as good as spoiling it.
Yes.
And I paused for a second, and I was like, shit, how much did I talk about there being a twist? So I went back and I rewatched. I was like, good. And I don't think it was me, because I went back and I re-listened to the episode we recorded where I talked about it. And I talked like, I mentioned the post-twist part of the movie, but I thought, I was like, hopefully I didn't try to sell you too hard on there being a twist in the movie and ruining your expectations.
Any time, this is a pro tip for everybody listening. Never describe a movie as having a good twist, because that literally ruins the movie. As a movie watcher, I was spending the whole movie, I'm like, I know for a fact this isn't how it seems. I'm supposed to be feeling one way. I refuse to feel that way because I know I am being tricked. And maybe that's just a me thing that I can't subsume into the movie. But I was just like, I know for a fact this is not real. There is something here that is wrong or being presented a certain way on purpose so that I fall for a twist later, and I cannot set myself into a place where I don't fall for it. Or where I fall for it.
I don't know, it's the difference between both movies. In the movie, it feels way more obvious that some shit is up, versus in the book where it's like, it felt like it could have been real the whole time. I don't know.
Something about the way the gaslighting was so egregious.
Yeah.
Even then, without the twist, I'm like, without hearing that. But knowing that, I'm like, this is so over the top and so ridiculous. Like, I hate this person, but I know I'm supposed to really hate this person. So why are you building me that way? I'm already on guard.
So plot aside, I'm curious what your thoughts were on the acting.
Acting seemed fine. I mean, Amanda Seyfried, right? She's the wife.
Yeah.
She was excellent. She was fantastic.
Yep.
She sells the role for sure. Like, nothing was against her acting. She was overacting, but especially in context, it makes sense why she was doing that and overacting. The husband, whose name I forget, was fine, and Sydney Sweeney or whatever. She was also fine.
Bo Buzz.
She doesn't make me optimistic about the Gundam movie.
We didn't talk about that in the Weeb shit.
No,
unless she's showing Bo Buzz, I don't care. I'm just gonna be 100.
Are you watching Euphoria, Tyler?
No, actually, I tried watching Euphoria. Like, someone recommended Euphoria to me, and like, I watched like the first 4 episodes, and I'm just like, I don't even care about any of this. Like, this is all just high school bullshit. It's just more edgy Degrassi.
Yeah, I remember everyone pitching it like that when it came out.
Yeah, I didn't care enough. I thought about trying to start it again, and I was like, nah, I did not care about it that much. This is not a Just Tyler show.
I will say, closing thoughts on The Housemaid. I always love watching movies where there's a character named Andrew, because reading the books, they hype up like Andrew Winchester's the most handsome man alive. And I'm saying yeah, Andrew, you totally are.
Handsome devil, you.
The self-glazing from a...
Actually, I think there's a character in Euphoria named Tyler, actually.
Amazing.
Now that you mention it.
All right.
But I was saying, on the topic of movies with a character named Andrew in it, I actually watched Whiplash on Netflix today because it's leaving in 2 days.
Yes.
Good Lord, I love this movie. Full disclosure, I love jazz. I love music. And this was a movie with a bunch of extended jazz music sequences. All of it was great. J.K. Simmons, phenomenal acting. I've seen so few movies with him actually in them. I know him more for his voice work and the occasional random movie I've seen, like Red One I watched a Christmas or two ago, and he's great in everything he's in, but he's so fucking good in this movie.
There's a reason
Yo,
all the
someone
scenes
told
with him
me
are memes.
recently. Yeah, someone told me recently. They were like, "Oh, J.K. Simmons, he's not that good of an actor,"
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
god,
"Okay,
watch this movie.
full stop." I was like, "Have you seen?" Well, first I lowballed them. I was like, I gave them something that they weren't gonna watch. I was like, "Did you ever watch Oz, that prison show?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, so you're also telling me you haven't seen Whiplash?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, so then you just
You
need to
literally
see
can't judge
Whiplash."
until you've seen Whiplash.
Yeah,
In 4,
It's
damn
his
it.
best performance.
not my tempo.
Dude, when bro, as someone who also had a pretty toxic music teacher during my time,
Oh no.
um he was not this extreme.
Tyler had
Granted,
Vietnam flashbacks.
dude, I was having Vietnam flashbacks.
No.
I'm not even kidding, because like, yo, it's fucked up. Like, he actually like would call people out, like not like that, but like he would throw fucking fits and like say all this bullshit and like single people out for like fucking up. And it's like, yo, we're in 7th grade. I don't know what you want from me, like, fucking Christ, like we're just children. But yeah, like, I so like, not completely identifying with Miles Teller's like, experience here, but like, I was like, damn, it do be like that though.
Yep. I will say,
I,
looking at Letterbox, Tyler, Freeman actually beat both of our scores. We were both at 4.5, and he went up to 5.
because the main character's name is Andrew.
There it
Um,
is.
I will say it though. I always love trying to guess like why is the movie called what it is, and of course, like 20 minutes in, like we're gonna play the song Whiplash, but then listeners, spoiler alert for the back half of the movie. You can jump ahead 1 minute when he gets hit by the car, and I'm like, or he gets hit by the truck. I'm like, oh, that's why they call this movie Whiplash. And then I was like, wait, no, that's not it either.
Truck Coon
Excellente.
coming through.
But yeah, overall,
Uh,
love this movie.
it's amazing. When the music started cutting on, I turned that bitch up. And Michelle's like, "What's all that crazy jazz downstairs?" I was like, "Yo, you just had to
Yeah,
be there."
I started watching it after work. So I was on standby for the production support inbox, but like no one emailed us today. So I'm just every 30 minutes checking. I started watching the movie like 20 minutes in. I'm like, I should close the curtains and turn off all the lights. This is a good movie.
Goddamn
So
right.
I was in full movie theater mode for this.
Hell yeah.
Not quite my tempo.
Not quite my tempo. Why'd I just throw a chair at your head?
It's fucked up.
Oh, this is
Yeah, we can move on.
little bit of anime. I know I'll go quick. Not nearly as much as last time. This is a cleaning up from last season. Finished up Trigun, Stargaze, after I was a shocking proponent of the first season of the new Trigun. This one was kind of okay.
I'm assuming the animation kept up, and it's more just like the plot line wasn't all there.
Yeah, the animation's still good. I'm still very impressed by Studio Orange's 3D work. Like, no shade to them whatsoever. But something about the original show where they're like meandering around and kind of picking up pieces of the main story, when it's just so focused on the main plot, it kind of loses something for me. I don't really find myself caring as much about the world. And also Vash is just it's just so I will never hurt anybody. Even when someone is literally killing people around me, I won't hurt anybody. Like there's moments in this season that stood out to me as Vash is just so aggressively too much, and I couldn't really get as invested.
Yeah.
But it was fine. It's a decent conclusion to the story. It just, I remember moments like Wolfwood in the first show hitting harder because in that show you've been with the characters for a while. They come in, they come out, and you kind of linger longer. This is so focused on the plot. There's never any like goofing off, quote unquote filler, really, which you could say is a good thing. But also when Knives is just like there's so many people dying that it's hard for me to ever give a shit about Knives or the other villains on his crew. It's one of those things where the show is like, hey, like almost My Hero, where it's like, remember the end of I almost said
Be careful with what you're about
no,
to
I
say.
know, but like My Hero makes you tries to make you care about the villains, but in the back of my head, I'm always like, yeah, but they're still like really rough. Like they're not great people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Endeavor's still a piece of shit at
Yeah.
the end of the day. And like the only reason why he got motivated to do what he did is because this motherfucker felt bad. Like he got pressured to do it. He's like, "Oh, I can't be fucking around anymore." Like fuck you, bro. Like if you were always number 2, you're always gonna keep being a piece of shit. Go fuck yourself.
True. And
There's no amount of redemption for me unless he dies.
well,
Personally,
keep watching.
Yeah, keep watching, man.
he'll probably fucking die.
All that to say,
No comment. Moving on.
No, yeah,
no comment.
Trigun. If you watch the first season, I don't think you'll hate this season. But also, I liked the first season better. And then wow, can't believe I'm talking about the ending of Fire Force. Well,
yeah, I finished this one on Thursday of last week, so I'm ready to talk about it too, as well as the one after this.
Go for it.
But Fire Force. So, Todd, you don't care about spoiling this, do you?
Nope.
So the Fire Force starts with everyone's afraid of catching on fire as the main fear of humanity, and as the show goes on, they start doing more and more about this fear of death, and the fear of death was causing this whole world to change. That's why there was an apocalypse 50 years ago, and they very rapidly. I don't know how far in advance they set this up, but Fire Force ends. Its last episode is straight up. This show is a prequel and the creation myth of the Soul Eater world. And as a fan of Soul Eater, seeing all this stuff years and years after the anime ended was amazing. But as a fan of Fire Force, I thought this ending sucked.
Really?
I thought it was a huge cop out to be like, fuck it, we're just going to turn it into the Soul Eater world. We're going to take everything about the fear of death and twist it into the Soul Eater version of the world where death isn't important. And like, imagine in a world where Soul Eater wasn't already a manga and anime, doing this twist to transform into a world for another show that you're going to come out with later, I would have been mad because I feel like, how do I put this? Where we end up is not anywhere near close to where we started. It had the same Bleach problem where we're going to start about a show about firefighters fighting fire demons, and at the end of the show, it was the fire demons could have been secondary. This was about fighting human psychology and fear of the end of the world.
You know what's funny, Freeman? I almost feel like I'm in the middle where I just don't care as much because Fire Force went so off the rails even halfway through that I've just been kind of coasting and enjoying the ride a little bit and like turning my brain off. Like the amount of dumb bullshit that's happening in Fire Force is so off the rails anyway.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of right. Like the beginning, human combustion and stuff, that's pretty good. The first few arcs are pretty good, and then it just starts getting into like what the evangelist's plan is, and like what's the great cataclysm and how unstoppable it is, and like the scale of it all is so ridiculous. Like you think back to like the orphanage stuff, and it's like this is such a crazy long spanning plan, like impossibly convoluted.
Yeah.
And then you start getting into like how Maya feeling the negative energy of the whole world for some reason, and then Shinra is Jesus. And it's like, it's just so. You think I'm memeing Tyler? He is actually Immaculate
real.
Conception, not even memeing.
What the fuck?
Yes, exactly.
He was an Adola burst the whole time.
It's just it went so off the rails.
Did you find out what an Adola burst was?
No,
we did.
Oh well, sort of. I like how we both said yes and no, and then both came back to sort of.
Because it's such a shitty explanation.
It's just so over the top and ridiculous already. I actually don't mind it going towards Soul Eater as someone who didn't watch or read Soul Eater and has no real attachment to it. I actually don't think it's totally out of pocket to say, hey, this whole story has been about people becoming hopeless because you can just catch on fire and die at any point. How do you defeat that? Well, eventually you get to a point where everything's so over the top that you just go, death doesn't matter, and that's how you stop it. And what world does death not matter? Hey, I already wrote the Soul Eater thing. Perfect. So I don't
Fucking kills me.
I don't super care about it, and I will say I didn't have any attachment to some of the stuff that happened, like the soul. What was it, Freeman? The soul move that they did.
Soul Resonance. I lost my shit when they called that. I'm like, no fucking way they're doing Soul Resonance here.
Yeah,
That was like the end game technique of Soul Eater.
I will say it's also very funny to look from the outside as like, oh, that's kind of cool. The fighting's kind of cool, and then going on Reddit and everybody's like, holy shit, oh my god, Soul Resonance, like, and I'm like, wow,
Jesus.
this must mean a lot to people. It doesn't mean anything to me, but that's cool. I'm glad people are hyped for it.
Yeah,
now,
it felt like Soul Eater member berries, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, so final question though: do you think they will / should do Soul Eater Brotherhood after this?
They should do Soul Eater Brotherhood because I don't know what Bones was on back in the early 2000s, because I think this was the show they did immediately before doing FMA Brotherhood. But Soul Eater, the manga hadn't even come close to ending, so the last 20 episodes are completely original. And the ending's kind of weird. I'd rather see them expand out and do the remaining half of Soul Eater that's never been adapted into an anime.
So, Freeman, end of the day, it sounds like you did enjoy like the epilogue episode basically, because it is literally just here's a bunch of stuff for Soul Eater fans to enjoy.
Oh yes, as a Soul Eater, I think I said at the beginning, as a Soul Eater fan, this was amazing. As a Fire Force fan, it was fucking awful.
I just can't get to
Damn.
fucking awful. I think I scored the season a 7 because it's just
I
so
gave it
ridiculous.
I
Like
think I
the
gave
fighting
this season a 4.
That's
which
crazy.
is a huge
to
drop
me.
off because earlier seasons I did not give them that low. I gave. Hold on, let me sort this. I gave, for the most part, 7s, but I'm so fixated on the ending, and I feel like this end was so. No, I gave it a 5, not a 4. But it was just so not where this should have gone.
I don't know if I agree with that. Plus, I just think of, but I was also less invested than you were. But I also think of like some of the hype fights that were really incredible, like the Arthur dragon fight.
Yeah,
is fantastic. Dr. Giovanni is still the scummiest fucking villain. Oh, it's like you guys were talking about Dio. He's a minor. This is a minor villain, but like talk about loving to hate this guy. Oh my god, seeing him. Ugh. So there. Wow, I'm surprised we're so split on this. But
yeah,
hey,
you think the Soul Eater fan would love it more?
I know, and hey, you loved the Soul Eater part. Was it, Freeman, was there something about someone's mom that was a big deal?
Maka's mom. So at the end, you see this girl holding up a storybook. Her mom was almost never seen in the show, and her death is like a big reason that the girl who's the main character, she just hates her dad.
Ah, so
a lot of it has to do with
that's
the
why
mom.
everyone was like, "Oh my god, the mom! She's right there, seeing the mom."
Yeah, because I don't think we ever see her in the original series.
See, that's the real, because they don't even call that out. So that's a real member berry for the Soul Eater people who stuck around.
Yeah.
Freeman, but let's talk about the real show that you
Let's
finished.
talk about the real show. Let's talk about the show that I've been watching for 3 years, Fate Strange Fake.
The show that I finished first.
Yeah, which
Oh my god.
was your surprise. I was surprised. I didn't know you were watching until you were already done with it. Absolutely wild. I love Fate Strange Fake. It was very good. The only, I'd argue the only flaw for Fate Strange Fake is, how do I put this? When I went to see the first Avengers in theaters, everyone was like, you don't need to watch the other hero. You don't need to watch the other Marvel movies. Just come in blind. Anything you need to know, they'll explain. And for the most part, that was true. Fate Strange Fake has the opposite problem.
No.
This is the ultimate payoff for having seen all the different Fates, played Fate Grand Order, read the other Titan Moon works to understand. Because they'll throw it some dude will show up and be like, oh my god, it can't be. He's a dead apostle. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Nah, Freeman,
And
I'm
you
going to stop you right there, dude. I had none of that other than Fate Zero, and I was fine. I
You
still
weren't
loved
confused
it.
about the whole dead apostles thing?
Freeman, he's a vampire. Come on, who cares? I don't need the
He's
specifics.
more than a vampire,
No,
but
shut
yeah, he's
up.
a vampire.
No. Stop it.
Yeah.
He's a vampire. That's all that matters.
Yeah. The problem is I can never help shaking the feeling that I'd see a scene, something would happen, and be like, I feel like if I knew more about Titan Moon, I understand what's going on here. Like in the last episode, Waver's on the phone, and then he rings some other dude in who's also associated with the dead apostles. And I'm just like, I know for a fact this dude definitely shows up and Chapter 4 of
See-
Melty Blood or some other fucking Type Moon visual novel.
You're in a worse spot, Freeman, because you know enough to know how little you know, whereas I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This is great. You're cursed with not too much knowledge.
I love it and I hate it because I know who every character is. They keep alluding to people from side stories like Fate Apocrypha, the what's her name? Francesca, the pink-haired girl with the mouth in her stomach. She's obsessed with Joan of Arc, which ties into both Fate Zero and Apocrypha. Like, there's so much crossing over, and you can tell that the author is just a huge fan of Fate in general. And on top of that, it was just super well animated.
Gorgeous.
I'd honestly say, like, legitimately, Fate Zero is the only thing I'd say someone watched before this. It's just enough an intro to how a Holy Grail works, a little bit of intro into what we flash back to in the last episode. You know who Waver is. So I feel like you could get away with just watching Fate Zero than going straight to this like you did.
Yeah, I enjoyed it plenty. I love Saber in this. He's great.
Although I thought it was...
Yeah.
Yes, he.
The first male Saber. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, that's wild.
No.
Yeah, see, I knew I was wrong.
Yeah,
Shouldn't have said anything.
Actually,
Well, actually, hold on. I think in Apocrypha, both the Sabers are male.
Oh, that's right. The Apocrypha's the real one where there's double.
Who the fuck is Saber of Black? Oh, no, that's one thing. Who's Saber of Red? No. Oh, never mind. I know who Saber of Red is.
Saber's
What is
black
happening?
and they're red? What?
All right, so in
Bro.
Fate all right.
No, don't go into it. Stop.
I'm not pitching on it because it's not a good anime, but Fate Apocrypha is a cool concept. What if one organization got all the mages on the same team so they could skip the Grail War and just skip right to making the wish they wanted? Well, the Grail found out and they were pissed, and they're like, "Well, fuck you then.
How does
I demand a fight, so I'm gonna spawn 7 more servants in a 7 versus 7 style Grail tournament," and that was Fate Apocrypha. So there was two teams of red and black. So there was
correct.
Saber of Red and Saber of Black.
So there was a team red and team black?
Yes.
Who
Except Team
picked
Red
these
wasn't a team. None of them wanted to work with each other. And Saber of Red looked exactly like Saber from Fate Stay Night, and there was a reason, but I'm not going to explain it.
Oh, God. It was good. Fate Strain Fake was good. And we're getting a season 2, which seems rare for a Fate show. Like, it's not even straight up a different spin-off. It's just season 2.
I wouldn't say that, because
What?
Fate Zero, Unlimited Blade Works, and Apocrypha all got season 2s.
Oh, well, I don't know. There's so many. I don't fucking know. I was surprised to see that it wasn't done in one shot. And I'm excited to watch season 2.
Given the production problems, I'm not surprised they didn't do a 24-episode run, but I think, if I remember correctly, the book series is winding down. There may only be 2 more volumes, so I'm not sure if they're going to, like, if there needs to be a 3rd season, or they're going to wait, or they're going to adapt the 2nd book.
I mean, if having only watched Fate Zero, I feel like we're at the tipping point right now where people are about to start really fucking dying a lot.
Yeah, they do this thing in Fate where, like, once a character dies, usually
That's what I mean.
Shortly followed by 2.
Because that was what Fate Zero was. Fate Zero was like, look at all these people derping around, somehow not killing each other, and then as soon as, like, who was it? The Spearman died.
I would say, except for Assassin, who gets jobbed in the 2nd episode, everyone else dies very quickly.
But as soon as it gets to, like, episode 8, it's just like, oh, okay, here we're 2/3 the way. Bang, 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 bang. Like, just people start dying left and right. And that just started happening at the end of this, so I feel like we're kind of curving over the lip.
That actually happens a lot in Fate, now that I think about this.
Oh my god.
In all of them. Anyway, let's move on.
Ooh, lots of people die in this show.
So MF Ghost, was this
Lots of
third?
people
A lot of hopes and dreams die in the show. So this is MF Ghost's 3rd season. The season ended with them confirming a 4th and final season to close out the manga, which is fine. This season started with midway through a race, and it ended midway through a race. They are doing the cliffhanger approach to entire seasons. And this show is going to end, I think, with the entire season only covering 5 races. Now, I don't want to ramble forever here. The last race of MF Ghost.
I never watched this.
Yeah,
Thank
you were good to skip
sacrificial lamb.
You were good to skip. You were good to back out. They even stopped using new Eurobeat songs. They don't want to pay for them. They're reusing ones from season 1.
Oh my god.
Which is why going back and just rewatching Initial D is the correct call here.
Why are we even here?
The thing about MF Ghost is there's only been 5 races, and having gone back and rewatching a bunch of Initial D first stage on your CRT, Tyler, I realized what kills me about MF Ghost. There's not a bunch of different races because they don't They don't need a race to be a one-on-one. If you have 12 racers on a track, you can have as many one-on-ones as you want, in theory. The problem with MF Ghost is they don't really do that. It's main character will show up, he'll pass a guy, and then he'll move on to the next one. So they almost have these condensed one-on-one races. And the whole idea about being in a group for the race almost doesn't matter like 90% of the time. During the last race of the season, something crazy happened. So the starting lineup is the dude who's obsessed with 17-year-old girls, main character, and then his actual rival he's never gotten to race because he's never been a front runner before. The three of them start off at the front, and the first dude fucks up and wipes out. So they all pull over, they all slide off to the side of the road. They start getting past. Main character and his rival Beckenbauer make eye contact, and they both just floor it to get back into the race together. And the two of them adopt this drafting strategy to try to pass everybody to get back to first and second so that they can continue their personal one-on-one race. And watching them do this group strategy on the fly was crazy cool until it hit me. This is the plot of the first and second races in Yowamushi Pedal, where the main character's at the back of the pack and he runs into someone else from the other ace team in the back of the pack, and he's like, hey man, neither of us deserve to be back here. Let's team up until we reach our teams and then go all out and face each other again. And I'm like, fuck, it's the same plot. The same plot that they also regurgitated for the second, not only the second race, but the second season, the 1 year time skip later version of Yow Pedal, where they did the same fucking thing again they did here. And it felt hollow enjoying it, knowing that I've already seen this plotline before. But I would say that this was honestly the first great race in MF Ghost because of that. So
End of the day, the regurgitated plotline made the only good race.
Like, I was pissed it was regurgitated, it was way better than everything else we've had so far. That said, there's only 12 more episodes. The show is like popcorn to me. I'm going to watch the last season and bitch about it in a year. So, sorry.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Just reinforce me not watching this show. It's
okay.
okay.
You made the right choice. Don't watch this show. If anything, just look up MF Ghost Eurobeat moments, and there's probably just a compilation of him passing people to Eurobeat, which is probably the superior way to enjoy this show.
The classic "This show is better" is YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. I need to put a second live action show because it's the same showrunner did both of these. But outside of the anime space, I finished 2 shows since we last finished recording.
Jeez.
One I finished last night. It was Shrinking season 3 on Apple TV. This is Jason Segel, Harrison Ford. It's written by Bill Lawrence, the guy who did Scrubs. And he also did Ted Lasso, which is now coming back. But Shrinking season 3 was very good. It's one of those shows where I thought that season 3 was going to be the last one, and it felt like it was going to be the last one. And then they're like, oh no, there's going to be a 4th. Even though we had a bunch of characters all like moving away, they're all still going to be here, but the dynamics going to change for season 4. And I read that press release, I'm like, damn, the next season's going to suck. So in my mind, season 3 really is the like goodbye season end, and season 4 is going to be our I hope it's good extra season. But all in all, I really like Shrinking. Harrison Ford is the star of the show. He's hilarious. I strongly recommend trying this show.
On Apple TV Plus.
Apple TV exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have that.
If you when you're done with your Weeb stuff and you want something live action that's not too heavy and kind of funny, give Shrinking a shot.
All right. Yeah.
And then Liz and I were both watching the Scrubs reboot. So that we watched the last episode where we were very happy to see they brought back the janitor, even though he was only in for like an episode. But this, all in all, as someone who loved Scrubs growing up, hated the last season, they did a really good job of bringing it back, and I'm happy that they announced they're going to do more than just one season of this. Big concern was that every season of Scrubs, there's always new interns brought on, and they were either hit or miss, and thankfully, the group they got for this season was pretty hit. So I enjoyed all their stories. I'm investing in them as characters, which was like the big problem with season 9 of Scrubs. They brought on a bunch of students, and then none of them were interesting. So all in all, pretty good. I think we're going to move on to watching the Malcolm in the Middle reboot, but it feels so weird that all these sitcoms are getting reboots all at the same time. Malcolm in the Middle's only 4 episodes. It's not a full season, but Scrubs, they're doing like a legitimate new show production pipeline kind of thing.
So wait, are they continuing the story of Scrubs, or is it like it's an actual like reboot, like they're retelling?
Oh, no, sorry. It's a continuation. So like, I think they ignore a lot of the plot of season 9, but like to just tell you the honest, like season 8, I think JD and Elliot are going to get married, and the whole thing's post time skip. They've gotten divorced. JD had been working private practice. He comes back to the hospital, and Dr. Cox wants to resign as chief of medicine, so he just appoints JD the chief of medicine. And that's your lead into episode 1. So it's about, like, they frame it as him coming back, but it's also you, the viewers, coming back. So they did a good job of like getting back into the rhythm of Scrubs, while also addressing the fact that like it's been like 20 years since this was on TV. All the characters either grew up or are dealing with the fact that times are changing. So all in all, pretty good. If you have Hulu, I think it's on there. But let's
Yeah,
talk.
I never really got into Scrubs. So
It was one of the shows where it was just always on. It was always on reruns on Comedy Central when I was in high school, so I was watching it that way. But I was just obsessed with sitcoms. Like I watched. Did you ever watch was it Spin City with Michael J. Fox?
No, I've never really gotten
or not?
into
No,
sitcoms.
was it? Oh no, sorry. It was both
Yeah,
Michael J.
same.
Fox and Charlie Sheen were the lead. Point is, I was always watching sitcoms as a kid, so it was my kind of stuff. Anyway, moving on from shows, let's talk about some video games.
Video games.
Oh man, I threw this one on here. I know
Playing
it's not.
Slay the Spire 2.
Yeah, can we hurry up and finish the podcast so we can start a co-op run? Because holy shit, I'm having fun with Slay the Spire too, baby.
True.
Out of the three of us, I'm the first one who cracked on this. A couple of my buddies from Ohio who I always want to play Magic with, but Magic takes a lot of effort. They were like, hey, Slay the Spire 2's out, and it's got co-op, and it's in early access. And I was like, early access? I hate early access. And they're like, yeah, but it's basically Slay the Spire 1 just with co-op, so go for it. And I'd never played it, but I was hooked by the second run. This game is a lot of fun, and I can see why Slay the Spire 1 was such a big hit. I will say I never want to go back and play the first one because 2 having co-op is the deal maker for me. Like, single-player runs are fun, but I don't have it in me to do, like, 2 runs every day, 3 runs every day, solo kind of thing. Like, 1 or 2, on a Friday is fun, but co-op is just so enjoyable, trying to work builds together and everything, so...
I say to someone who loves Slay the Spire 1, I don't have it in me to do more than 1 run a day. Like, I play Slay the Spire, I'm playing a run, and when it ends, I'm done.
No, that's fair.
Because those runs can go a while.
Yeah. But I just think co-op is such a fun way to play this game. Like,
I tried playing a solo run a day, and I was like, you know what? This just doesn't have the same oomph.
Yeah. It's definitely fun, but I, like...
It's definitely harder.
Yes, solo? It depends on the boss.
Solo's harder.
Depends on the situation. Some of them are easier, but some of them are definitely harder. It feels slower to play single. Like, the numbers are tuned slightly. It's kind of like Dark Souls where, they get like a 25% health boost, but that doesn't make up for the fact that you're comboing shit all over them.
Yeah.
But I like...
Doesn't make up for the fact that we stack hella doom and fucking poison. Yeah, you're right.
I was actually going to send you guys a short on YouTube earlier, but I didn't. It was a I don't know why Slay the Spire stuff has started infiltrating YouTube for me, but it was 4 guys doing all ironclads, and they all went with vulnerable stacking.
Wait, hold the fuck up. You can play multiples of the same character?
Yes. So they were all... I was going to say we should try it sometime because they were all going vulnerable, and there's cards that double vulnerable. So they legitimately got, I think, one like the Door Maker... Or no, the witch final boss up to 2,000 vulnerable, and then someone drew a bully which deals damage equal to vulnerable, and they just exploded the boss. It was so funny. But honestly, it's just like it's. I will say, as someone who loves Magic, probably my favorite game ever, this scratches the Magic itch. The feeling of like, how do you build the right deck? What's your build going to be? Like, it's kind of like drafting in Magic, but quicker and more live and engaging because you're building it as as part of a process.
So did you Slay the Spire than any sealed format in Magic? Yeah,
and it feels like there's behind the scenes numbers that the game doesn't want you to completely fail. Like, I feel like if you start buying, like, I don't know, a lot of poison cards, or picking up poison cards, the game kind of gives you a little bit potentially, or like the rolls are slightly more in line with that sometimes, but that could also just be me totally reading into it too much. But it is fun.
Yeah, I've definitely had runs of the opposite case where I don't find the cards I'm looking for.
Yes, I have had runs where I'm like, especially in single player, to the point you made before, Tyler, I think you're the one who said it. or no, Freeman, you said single player is harder. Like, there are single player runs where I'm like, the first few fights just feel like shit because I don't draw the few cards I need. I just have to defend, still take chip damage because I don't have any good cards. So there are absolutely runs where it feels crappy, but when you get a good run, whew, when we were on that co-op run with us plus Luigi, that was so much fun. That run was just like, woo, we were just sailing along, baby. So, Slay the Spire. I'm really digging it, and I'm really enjoying it as a mostly co-op thing, but having a co-op card game is really, really a fun time.
Yeah, I will sound the warning alarm while it's not in early
It is.
the game is missing one key piece before it launches. So in Slay the Spire 1 there's 3 acts, and then you have to do, it's very minor challenge. Like one will be like you have to buy a piece of a key at a shop. One is you have to fight harder elites. But the point is you have to do 3 challenges in a run and you unlock the 4th act. The 4th act is not currently in the game. It will come at a later time, which is I believe the same way it happened with Slay the Spire 1 when it was in early access, where the last act didn't come till later, and then the last character didn't come till a year after launch. As far as we know, there's not an insane amount of content that's going to come. A lot of what they're working on is balancing and bug fixes. There was a Linux bug that crippled my ability to play on Steam Deck last week that has loosely been resolved. So take it with a grain of salt, but just know that this isn't it's not this early access slop game that's going to get abandoned at some point. This game is like 90% done.
Tyler?
People are playing it.
Hmm?
Unlike Halo Infinite.
Well, Tyler, what are your thoughts on Slay the Spire? As someone who picked it up as the last of all of us and has mostly been playing co-op, do you have any other thoughts?
It's been fun. I enjoy it. The thought that I actually liked about this is that I didn't really think about it before, but like you said that this kind of scratches like a magic itch for you, and I don't like deck builders, but I do like co-op experiences, and I found myself liking more co-op things as I get older. Uh, Mostly because I would have to talk about my character flaw of playing competitive games with other people, right? Like I have a character flaw, and I don't like it when that comes out. It makes things less fun for me. Sometimes for other people if I let it show. So playing with playing co-op something like this is like a fun thing, and like that's why I like the co-op Warhammer 40K that I need to play with you guys at some point, cuz it's just fun, like getting to like co-op like do stuff. So like the fact that Slay the Spire team did something like this where like they could have easily gone in like a PvP mode, and that could be a little bit fun. I think they made something kind of special here with this. Like it's not a hard concept or anything. But like it's just like it's fun. It's something that not a lot of other games have been doing these days, and it's fun. Like it's a fun, simple design, and you can play with your friends, and it's good. Yeah. Halo Infinite did something like that, sort of. But that's where it began and ended with the gameplay, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. They really shouldn't have called it Halo Infinite, given that the grappling hook is so short.
True.
Yeah,
Actually, I started playing another game with a grappling hook, but before we get into that,
I think Halo Infinite was really marred by the story being kind of whatever. I wish this had almost been the Halo ODST, where you're a squad of Marines of ODSTs on a ring, securing a ring from this group called the Banished, and get rid of all the Cortana shit and just make it a Halo game where you're fighting Covenant on another ring and you have this grappling hook and that's it. I think that the bones of the gameplay is a shockingly fun game, probably the most fun to play Halo that 343 has made. Like
that 343 has made, yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, I haven't played 5, so it's only really against 4, but 4 was not fun to play. other than the fact that hunters are turbo bullshit on legendary. I don't know how you're supposed to beat them solo. The overall gameplay of like jumping around on the ring and grappling hooking felt good. Like I still remember I'll always remember this game for us launching each other into the stratosphere, but also like the boss fights of grappling desperately around the room as one person's trying to respawn the others, or the boss went down, everyone grapple onto them and slam into them with that punch. Like that was all really fun stuff. I really enjoyed the feel of that. Some of the new guns are pretty cool. The fob system where you can, call stuff in is pretty cool.
That was cool.
If it works. If it works.
Oh my god, yeah.
But then there's things like the other abilities just don't hold a candle to the grappling hook. I know they're useful, I'm sure, for some things, but like my god, the grappling hook is just so much better than anything else. It's not even fun. Not even funny.
The big issue was it was so clunky to switch between them, and them all being on a shared cooldown made it really suck. Like they really should have been. You should have had access to multiple abilities at a time.
You couldn't cheese it.
Yeah.
But also like not to be like the Halo loser, but like the story is just so weird. Like coming off of 5 with Cortana like betraying all the humans, and then suddenly she died off screen and we're chasing her memories, and then Weapon having these like goofy facial expressions all the time of like, yeah, that's pretty bad. I'll stop talking now. Like all these dumb moments and whatever. Oh, also,
yeah, after sleeping on it, it felt like episode 7.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars episode 7.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You guys want to know something crazy? So you know how
What?
we were all watching the final cutscene, and there's like this thousands of years ago, like millions of years ago, Forerunner discussion that's happening, and then a brute shows up. And I said, why is this brute in a flashback? I was corrected in the comments. That's Atriox. The guy who supposedly died off camera between the intro and the rest of the game, he's actually not dead.
Oh.
He's doing something, and he left the Banished.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but apparently it's part of the setup for the next game.
I didn't really understand that.
Nope, me neither. Didn't realize it was Atriox. You know why? Because we only saw his face at the very beginning, and then here it is at the end of the game, and that's it. Like, it's so... it's just so weird.
Oh, maybe I'm the asshole. Maybe I didn't really give it that much of a chance.
I mean, I didn't either, but I didn't...
No, this game was ass.
Okay, thank you, Freeman. As the person who has only played Halo for our Let's Plays...
Yeah, this one felt the least like Halo. Like, yeah, the aesthetic was there, the guns were there, but like, it didn't feel like Halo. I didn't feel like Master Chief.
I don't know.
It's half me and half serious.
I didn't feel like Master Chief. I didn't feel like the Master Chef.
See, doesn't my idea sound not that bad then? Do ODST 2? Like, imagine us being a squad of ODSTs grappling hooking around on a ring. Take out all the melodrama and just have it be we gotta kill these leaders of this Banished group. Maybe
you mean take out the melodrama and add melodrama with jazz.
Yeah.
That's the good melodrama. Come on.
Yeah,
Yo, imagine a ring that's broke, and oh my god. Imagine a ring that's as it's being built to grow the plants. It's constantly raining, and you get glimpses of the fucking pieces of the ring in the sky through the clouds. Come on, man. That's perfect. It's right there.
No, we need to expend it on member berries. Don't you remember finishing this fight? Don't you remember Cortana?
Oh my
Don't
God.
you remember Halo? Don't you
I
remember?
remember.
Member, you member?
Echo 216.
I remember.
I mean 419.
Dude, I hate so fucking much. Yeah, when I meant to mention that, but I was like, no, I'm gonna bite my tongue. I was like, are they trying to like be sort of reminiscent, of Echo?
We've never had a
Nah, fuck this game. Fuck
we've
this
never
game.
had a
Whatever, I'm
dropship
over
person other than than Fohammer.
it. 419, yeah. Yeah, I'm over it. I immediately uninstalled.
Yo, thanks for reminding me. I didn't, so I'm gonna do that right now live on camera and uninstall Halo Infinite.
Dang.
Damn.
Get all this hard drive
Damn.
space back, baby.
For real. I swapped it out for the Metro games because they were on sale. Oh, because
Yes, talk about Metro. That's a good
did you
transition.
see that the new Metro game is coming out?
I did. I have not watched the trailer, but Metro is pretty cool.
Which, did you know, Tim, the author? We learned this as we were looking this up the other day. The fucking author, Dmitry Glukovsky, is on the run from Russia.
What? Whoa.
For being in huge opposition against the war Ukraine.
Ah, Slava Ukraine.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. Because I was like,
crazy.
yo, I'm surprised. Because the first question was on my mind and my other friend's mind. I was like, how is this game being made?
Yeah, it's
right?
made in
With
Ukraine. What?
Yeah, with everything that's going on, and like after seeing some of this stuff, I'm like, oh, I see. It kind of makes it like a little bit more like I'm way more interested in playing this game now when it comes out. As of is it in the year of our Lord Cthulhu, April 28th? Are these games still on sale?
What? The Metro games aren't on sale? What?
Oh, they were on sale.
Oh,
Fuck.
like sale, like cheaper.
Oh yeah. So you know how? Let's play Price is Right, everybody. You could buy the entire trilogy. So 2033, Last Light, and the fuck is the other one?
Exodus?
Exodus. Yeah, and Exodus.
The one I don't own.
You can buy it all now for
$60. That's pretty. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
How much was it when I bought it on sale last week?
15.
Take a wild guess. Lower.
What?
Lower than
it wasn't
the whole thing for
$8.
$8. Wow.
$8.
That's a slam
For
dunk. Easy recommend buy play.
I windmill slam bought those.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, and it's the Redux. Like it's not like
the good new the remasters. Yeah.
And I hate this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Exodus. I'm like, how old is Exodus that was that low? I'm like, oh, it's 2019, so it's a pretty recent game. I'm like, no, that's not. That's a 7-year-old
it's
video
not.
game.
7-year-old game.
It's not. I beat 2033, and I'm like in the middle of Last Light because I was like, oh, I love 2033. I beat this game multiple times. Actually beat it on the survival difficulty or whatever.
Cool.
That was fun. I like that. I'm playing Last Light. I do think it's marginally better, but for some reason I'm like, I feel like this is overstaying its welcome just a touch in some places.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's a lot of fun so far. It's more fun than I remembered.
You think that's?
Because I remember.
No, I was just gonna say, do you think any of that comes from having just played 2033 and go right into Last Light? Because I don't think I did that when I played them.
I think so. I think for some reason I remembered not liking Last Light for some reason, but like I remembered most of the story beats. So dude, I couldn't tell you, but I am liking it this time though. Like I'm not like having any issues with this, and I think they did a lot of quality of life stuff with the Redux or Redo, however you pronounce that French word.
I just called them Redux.
I'll ask Val. Yeah, I think everybody just calls it Redux because we're filthy Americans.
Metro's a solid series
for
though.
Russia.
Especially
it's
for
$8
good. For all that. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think they did it because the day or whatever, I think it was like a flash sale at this point.
Yeah.
Because like that sale came and went real quick, and I think they were doing it to like get people ready to play the new game
click
that's
on
coming out.
$20.99 and then go click on $20.99 and then go buy the series up till now.
Yeah, I mean buying the whole bundle for $60 is actually still really good. Like I would recommend doing. But yeah, no, they're fun games. They're fun games. The story doesn't make a lot of sense though. I'll be honest. I'm lost.
I never ever understood any of Metro's story.
Yeah, I'm lost. I read the book forever ago, and I'm still lost. Um, yeah, I don't know.
2039 is
But,
interesting because that means it's supposed to be taking place 6 years after the first one.
wait, what's PHM?
Before I realized that you also watched the movie, Tyler, and I wasn't sure if Freeman would notice, if you guys would notice on Letterboxd.
Oh, that's what it stands for. Okay.
But as a super last minute thing, Val and I went to see Project Hail Mary on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
And then Tyler, you apparently also saw it at the very recently.
I did see it. Michelle and I did like a random date day
Yeah,
because we were like, oh, we still need to see this movie.
So I wanted to see it as a group for sure, but Val's mom literally 10 o'clock on Saturday, like book club is almost over, and she's like, "Hey, Grandpa's gonna watch Henry tomorrow morning. You guys want to see the first showing of Project Hail Mary in the morning?" We're just like, "Sure, absolutely." I absolutely adored this movie. I loved this movie top to bottom. My review sums it up perfectly. I don't want to spoil much. It's not The Martian, but it's damn close. It's almost in that echelon for me.
Oh yeah.
The only regret I have is that we went to a normal theater and sat way up high. I would have loved to have seen some of these shots in IMAX. That would have been so sick, but this movie was fantastic. I no comments or concerns or questions. I talked to Val about the differences with the book after because I haven't read the book. But I don't. To me, this feels like, based on talking to her, this is about as good as a movie of this book could possibly be. I don't know how you do this movie without going even longer or without cutting out crazy amounts of stuff, even more from the book to build this movie. So I think they did a fantastic job, and I loved it.
Yeah, they were gonna have to cut something. Thankfully, they didn't. They only cut like one major plot point. And I think Tyler, I think you alluded to it a bit in your letter about the lacking the feeling of like how dire it is on Earth. Because in the books, there's a scene
Yes.
where, in order to slow down how much the Earth is going to freeze,
Val told me
they
this
set
exact
up
scene.
they set up a nuke in Antarctica to release greenhouse gases to slow down how, or it's effectively to heat up the Earth to mitigate how cold it's going to get. And that chapter was wild to be like, and all the characters in that chapter, like, we're aware that what we're doing is fucking insane, but it's the only option we have. And I wish they kept that, because that scene itself probably wouldn't have been more than 5 minutes.
Well, Val said she supposedly that might have been a deleted scene. So maybe in like a future extended edition on Blu-ray or something.
Oh, so help me God if we get that.
That ends up being because my impression is someone who. Go ahead, Tyler.
I think it was intentionally deleted because I don't know if I think I told somebody. No, I told somebody.
I feel like you put this in your
I think they
over the optimistic tone they were going for.
Yeah, like
the
they were trying
tone.
to make this by a lot, which is fine.
Well, and I think also a lot of it, I don't even know if I'd say, I mean, it ends up being a lighter tone, but I think it's just so much more focused on Ryan Reynolds' character. Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling's character and what's going on with him, I think, is so much more the focus. And, Val was telling me about how, it takes him a lot longer initially in the book to, like, wake up and get his memory back. There's a lot more about the stuff on Earth. There's a lot more about the woman who's running the program. But honestly, as someone who's just watching the movie, I didn't find myself needing more of that to enjoy the movie. But then again, maybe, like you said, Tyler, that's kind of going for the lighter tone. But it let me enjoy the scenes with the other guy a lot more. I think if there isn't this back end of like all the dire shit back home, like I was still thinking about it, but I was just so engrossed in the discovery of what was going on that I think I was able to put it aside. But maybe if it had been more in my face, that would have been harder. But it let me enjoy the movie a lot to just be like, oh wow, let's learn how to communicate and let's see let's just the other ship is so cool. If Val had turned and looked at me, there were multiple scenes in this movie where my jaw fell open. Like legitimately, I did the like what it was so cool to see when the ships are spinning in synchronization to have gravity. Like, come on, man, that was so cool. That was so awesome.
It was good. I will say though that they changed how the not the Hail Mary, the other ship, how that one looks. I don't want to spoil the plot. They changed how much that one looks like from the book. Because in the book, it's described as it's quite literally this elongated cube, which should not work in space due to how the pressure in a vacuum would exist. So the redesign for the movie was very jarring, but it still looks beautiful.
Interesting. I never would have even gotten that impression from how they did the movie design.
Yeah, because they want it in the book. They try to describe like it shouldn't work this way, and it's all alluding to Xenonite being strong. But
you know what's funny? I almost think that I get where they were coming from between the like quote unquote echolocation, but also the nothing is a cube. Nothing the other guy does is ever a cube. It's all weird triangles or like angles and geometry.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It's all a bunch of flat planes is what they're getting at.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I can understand from that perspective, like, why is it all giant, like, spaghetti?
Yeah.
Giant spaghetti.
But yeah, Tyler, you should talk about it, because you weren't quite as high on it as I was.
No, I don't know. I think, it's really weird. I think it was a good movie. I liked it. The use of space miniatures were fucking awesome. I never see miniatures, and like I think every space movie I've watched with Michelle, I was like, yo, I would love to if they could just bring back fucking miniatures. Like, why does no one use miniatures anymore? Like, we got this 3D slop these days, and I'm like, yo, this is cool. I'm glad they have this. Like, they never use this anymore. And Michelle's like, yes, sweetie. I know no one.
Okay, Grandpa, let's
anymore.
get you to bed.
Yeah, they use miniatures back in my day during space scenes, and they look great. Like, I just really couldn't shake the feeling of it being fucking Oscar baity. And I felt, to me, like this is more of like a personal thing. I felt like them taking out some of these like more depressy parts kind of ripped out what like the soul of the story felt like to me. But that's like more of a personal thing.
I can get that. I guess to me, like I said before, I don't see how you cram all that into the package of a movie with like the pacing and everything. Because I will say also, the only thing I told Val, because there is like I'm not even going to say a twist because it's not a twist ending, but there is the like almost sudden appearance of like an Act 4 that I was not expecting at all.
Can we just throw up the spoiler warning for listeners so we can talk further about this? Because I think I know what you're alluding to, and I wanted to talk about this exact point as well.
Sure. Spoilers if you don't want to watch the movie. Skip to basically the end of the podcast, because Tyler's going to talk about one more video game for a little bit, for like 5 minutes before the end. But we're going to talk about some spoilers. So what I was going to say is, so when he heads back to Earth and they have all of a sudden the leakage, he's like, oh my God, I got to go decide to save Rocky. I could see a world where they just cut when he says goodbye to Rocky, and then you have that runtime to add in other stuff. And then you just leave it open-ended. Does he get home? Does Rocky get home? But it was more about the friendship that developed at the end of the world, basically, at the end of the universe, basically.
Yeah, I'll say with Book Club, the going back for Rocky thing it wasn't mine, but it was everyone else's favorite scene. But I think, and I'm not sure how it is from the perspective of someone who only saw it in the movie, was in the books, Rocky, like, obviously Rocky survives the whole incident on Adrian, but in the movie, Ryland does all of his research for breeding a variant of the Talmiba just while Rocky's recovering, and he does it very quickly and just kind of tells you what the results are.
Yeah.
In the book, Rocky wakes up and then they have to start the process of this, and there's this whole scientific thing about breeding and ratios and how they get it right, and there's this long process where they even get even close to having a Talamoeba that can live on either of their environments.
I will
Yeah.
say, I actually told Val afterwards that was the one science-y bit that bothered me to be missing, was how they just hand wave like, oh, I just bred resistant, like, oh my god, Rocky, I gotta breed resistant bacteria. Oh, hey, Rocky, I bred resistant bacteria for my planet. Never addressing what Rocky's planet had and what Rocky would need once. Just going all of a sudden, hey, Rocky, bye, I'm assuming I gave you stuff that's resistant for you.
Yeah, there was this whole thing about like how do we figure out how to do it for both, and it was very, in my opinion, sorely missed. It felt like they just had to speed up that section,
Yeah.
and it almost made the part where it's like, oh no, the Talamoeba can go through Xenonite. It made it feel like it came out of left field in the movie, whereas in the book it's like, yo, that makes a lot of sense. We spent a lot of time talking about how harsh this condition was, how much they were breeding these particularly resistant Talamoeba.
Yeah.
So that was the one part where I'm like, okay, they hand waved too much.
I will say also, I started listening to one of my podcasts that watched the movie. It's two guys who read the book then watched the movie, and they're like, in the book it's a lot more dire, and maybe he finds Rocky, like it's a shot in the dark if he's going to even possibly find Rocky. And then in the movie, my impression was just, oh well, I either go to Earth or I go to Rocky. Like it's one or the other, which is a tough decision, but it's not. I never got the impression that it was like, yeah, it's gonna be real fucking hard to find Rocky. I think it was, to me, it was almost just a triangle of, if I turn here and go straight, I'll find Rocky here.
Yeah, it definitely felt more like that, where because there's a lot more time where you're just inside his own head talking to himself, where he's just like, I don't know how I'm gonna find him, what I'm gonna do, and then he has to come up with a process to try to find him.
Yeah,
and it's
and that's my only thing about the movie, to bring it all back, is like, it does feel a little less science-y because they have to race along a lot. But the flip side is, I genuinely loved all of the, hey, I'm talking to this alien, how do I talk to this alien?
Yeah.
Like
The learning to
developing the
communicate was
language and
such a
everything.
fun part.
Yeah. I mean, it is hand wavy with like the whole, oh, well, as soon as I have this setup, I have programmed all these hundreds of words, and now I just have this goofy voice of Rocky following me everywhere with no apparent effort. Like that was
Yeah.
a little like maybe too omnipotent, but it worked for me. I really enjoyed the whole Rocky antics stuff, and it did feel heartwarming at the end.
I remember in the books he explains that like after they hit their like the 100th word or something, the vocabulary exploded. But then he also alludes to in the book that after a certain amount of time, he was able to understand from the tones what he was saying. Like he had memorized a lot of the language and didn't need the translator for it.
And then they really seal the deal with that in the movie at the end. Like at the very end when he's on the planet, he doesn't need a translator.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good way to sum it up, so to show that he was learning. But yeah, I think there's definitely flaws in the movie. Don't get me wrong. Like I think a lot of the Earth stuff, like Earth doesn't feel like a place he really cares to go back to. Like I was never like, is he gonna go back to Earth or is he gonna go back to Rocky? I just took it as more he wants to live, but he would immediately go for Rocky for his friend because he doesn't have any friends back on Earth. He has a woman who is the only person he's been close to, and Carl, which I think was one of the best scenes, by the way. Him and Carl building the box. I love that.
Yeah.
But I think like he doesn't have any friends back on Earth. He did his job. The only thing I could think is he's so dedicated to the mission that he sends the probe and he goes himself as like a double to get the info there. But I think it makes sense because at the end it's like, why would he go back to Earth? He's teaching still. He met this other planet. He could help them, work with them, teach them the science that killed all of Rocky's crew, and then eventually they go to Earth, and that's a much better thing. I don't know.
So it didn't register with me because they explain it in the books, but because they talk a lot more about the Beetles, the little ships he sends off. But he explains how because it doesn't need to support a living human being, it can travel faster.
Way faster, yeah.
So he sent those out regardless because he's like those need to get there first.
No, totally, and I get that, but I'm just saying like, hey, it's space. Something could go wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, any final thoughts, Tyler?
Nah, that was kind of it. What I had just felt mostly Oscar baity was my long short.
I I I can't say I super had that impression. Maybe I was just so wrapped up in the sci-fi-ness of it and the fact that sci-fi movies so rarely feel Oscar baity. Like The Martian, I never really got that impression. Or it's just because I resonated with it more, and I just assume anything super fishing for an Oscar I'm not going to resonate with. But I never really got the trying really hard feel out of it.
I think part of it is, I think it's like, the more I thought about it, I think it is more of the how it deviated from the book, and it's not a bad way. It's more of a preference thing
Yeah,
on my end, I think. And I think that's what it really is. Like, I don't think it's bad. I still think it's really good. So I think, yeah, because I gave it like a 3.5, and I was like, probably could have been better for me. But yo, use some miniatures though, dog. That shit,
half a star.
eat that shit up. That shit up. Yeah, I did watch a lot of things. I told you guys I watched Tanya the Evil,
Yes.
all
You
the
know,
way through.
I actually don't remember you telling us this, but I saw it on
Oh
Letterboxd.
no, yeah, I did tell Freeman that I watched all of it. That's right. Um, the fuck else did I watch? Oh yeah, I watched Hell's Paradise. I'm caught up on Hell's
Oh
Paradise.
yeah.
Yeah, apparently I'm just watching shit that y'all haven't even seen yet.
It's just me.
Is
Well,
it
actually, no,
just
Tim.
you?
You haven't seen the Saga of Time and Evil movie
Nope,
yet
because we
either,
were
have
gonna
you?
watch it together.
Yes.
I'll
Um,
watch it with you guys.
Oh, cool.
but yeah, I'm the only one in this call who hasn't seen Hell's Paradise season 2.
Aside from this being an isekai, and like it's a little girl doing like crazy shit, I had to just suspend my disbelief, and I'm just gonna be like, yo, this is just a badass show, whatever. I'm just gonna leave that as it is. What else did I watch? I just wanted to quickly mention these. What else did I watch? Oh yeah, JJK. I'm caught up on JJK also.
Oh wow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of?
I told you I'm making use of now. See, this is coming at a sacrifice.
That.
Because I am watching most of this in English
Oh.
because I'm doing right now. There, like, my work has me doing some really mundane shit.
Ah, so you can
So
listen.
this is giving me the ability to watch this and still pay attention, but like when I'm not, like, I need to
You
have
don't have to
the
read.
English, which is subpar. Which, by the way, I need to watch, because I'm also showing Michelle, the fuck is it called? Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, nice.
And I hate the announcer in English. And
Oh
we're watching in
no.
English because we're eating. And I was like, I don't remember him being this annoying.
I'm trying because in the dub he's way more. They let the voice actor ad lib a lot more. I think it's not J. Michael Tatum. Who the fuck does it? He does Whis in Dragon Ball Super. I remember that much.
Bruh, I don't like him at all. I think he's fucking terrible. Like, I
What?
liked him better. Like, his voice conveys the kind of sarcasm that I enjoyed in this show, and he just says some really weird stuff, and I'm like, this is kind of cringy. At least,
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I'm looking at the highlight clips of the dub voice actor, and I'm like, I do not remember the sub narrator doing anything close to this. He would read the lines pretty straight.
Yeah, the subs, at least like for what I was reading, obviously I can't understand Japanese. Um, and just the tone and delivery were just way better and like way less like fucking, like, I don't know. I can't even describe, whatever. That's it. It's still funny though. But the big game that I beat recently though took almost 100 fucking hours.
Whew.
Was Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, dude, it's a chonk. If you ever play this game, it is a fat game. But man, it's really good. The I'll say this: I don't think the gameplay is anything like to write home about or anything, but the story is incredible. The story is amazing.
Hmm.
With I will say, like, I am boldly saying this, and I know what statement I am giving considering how much media I have consumed. One of the best intros to a bad guy I have ever seen
Ooh.
in anything.
Some big praise.
It's, dude, it's up there. It's up there. It's like one of Michelle's favorite games. That, like, the whole reason why I played Dragon Age 1 and 2 is to get here. And I'll end up playing Veilguard, and why I'm kind of like dreading
Oh.
playing Veilguard is because like I know there's no shot it's gonna top this.
Certainly
No
not from
fucking
the
shot.
reviews. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, dude, Dragon Age is so, like, at least like Inquisition is really good, and I really like the companion. And I think after like, because I was asked like, oh, which one do you like? Did you ask me this, Tim? I think you did. Um, but I think Michelle asked me like right after I beat Inquisition. I think I do. I think Inquisition is a better game, mostly because the companions are better in
Yeah,
Inquisition.
we talked about this.
Yeah, yeah. Man, it's fucking good. I feel like Inquisitor badass, tasked with this insurmountable like thing that I have to do and figure out and solve. And people are scared of me because I'm getting a lot of power and shit. It's dope. It's fun. I get to
It's
judge
fun.
people. Yeah, it's fun. It definitely takes that factor from Mass Effect and Dragon Age Awakening, where it's like, hey, guy with special appointment, we're gonna give you this Rainbow Six team, and you're
Yeah.
going to do whatever it is you do, and you're going to save the world. It's cool. Also, you learn some pretty crazy shit, like as far as like the Dragon Age world goes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I'm talking like heavy lore, like lore that like that made the world what it is, and it's pretty cool. Like that alone is pretty cool, and it ties into who the bad guy is.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
And with that, we're done. Let's stop. Let's go play Slay the Spire. Until next time. My name is Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Inquisitor Tyler.
I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.